Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Game with Love podcast, a podcast about games we love and some we don't. I'm joined today by Caleb McLean, Ty Greenall, Kai Arnsdorf, and special guest Gabby Chia on the bottom. And I'm Chase McEwen. Since this is our first podcast, we're going to go around and give everyone a feel for everyone's favorite games, and then we're pretty quickly going to jump right into Game Awards stuff, since that's this Thursday, and that's going to be the big focus. So we'll start with, on my left here, Caleb. Let's tell people your favorite genres and favorite games.
I mean, my two favorite genres are RTS games, and I'm really big on multiplayer games. Mm-hmm. So really big on StarCraft 2. Really dog shit at it, but I like it.
That's all that matters at the end of the day.
A lot of League of Legends.
Yeah.
Sadly.
Well, we all have one of those in our bag. So, Ty, why don't you tell the people games you like?
Yeah, my favorite genres of games would probably be. I mean, I try to stay as plugged into the indie scene as I can. I love horror games and I love RPGs. And yeah, that's rough on the League of Legends thing, buddy. I've been there.
Kai, why don't you say a little bit?
Yeah, so I really like generally shooters, RPGs, and strategy games tend to be my favorite genres, though I really like branching out on the occasional and playing something that I'm not usually comfortable with. My favorite games would include Half-Life 2, The Witcher 3, and Total War Warhammer 2.
Right on. Gabby?
Hi, I'm Gabby, or Fear. I go by Fear Fiction. My favorite genre is probably story-based RPG games. Some of my favorite games are, but I'll honestly like anything as long as it's a good storyline. Some of my favorite games are currently are BioShock Infinite, Genshin Impact, and What Remains of Edith Finch, which
nice.
is
I love
that
game.
Very specific. But
yeah,
so
no, those are good.
Great game.
Very good.
My name's Chase. My favorite genres are, I guess tactics or story-based. Like single-player linear narratives. Couple of my favorite games. I also really into the indie scene, like games you've never heard of, kind of indie scene. Couple of my favorite recent games are Return of the Obra Dinn, Outer Wilds, Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice. I love games about mental health and like other deep, dark struggles. But yeah, those are kind of everyone on the podcast. You'll be seeing these faces pretty often. But yeah, we're going to jump right into some Game Awards stuff. I would like to start by kind of getting a read of the room and seeing what everyone's excitement level is for this Game Awards season versus others. Like, where are we temperature-wise on this year?
I just hope Deathloop doesn't win a single category.
Oh, damn. Why? That's a hot start.
It's in like 80% of the categories, right?
That's true.
I think it'd just be crazy
if it didn't win anything. Yeah.
It's not that good of a game to be in so many categories.
I mean, I agree. It's a safe pick, I guess, but I'm pretty close to finish it, and I kind of agree. It doesn't. The base game loop is done pretty well, but like, yeah, there's nothing. None of those categories particularly I would choose Deathloop for, honestly. But it will win something. I think it's nominated for so much. It'd be hard for it to not to win. But Ty, you guys?
Yeah, it's definitely gonna win. I'd say I'm probably about 50% of my usual excitement level. This was the year that I feel like a lot of games came out that in other years would be like take it or leave it games. That like I would maybe get around to and maybe not, but this year that was like I felt like that was everything that came out, or like 90% that came out.
There's some stuff that I really enjoyed that are like a couple things that'll probably be in my top 100, but it is pretty light all around. Kai, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm the same as Ty. My excitement's at like a 5 out of 10 level.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing really offensive about the Game Awards this year. There's nothing really exciting in terms of the nominees this year.
Yeah, it's lukewarm.
It's very lukewarm, and so it's kind of a shame that one of the most unpredictable Game Awards ends up being the lukewarm one.
That's true.
But guys, how can you be lukewarm on a Game Awards when Sting is performing?
That's true. It's a big get. Gabby, you got anything you'd like to add?
Yeah, I think for me, I might be a little bit less than average. I would probably be like 35% excitement because I honestly haven't played a lot of the games that have come out this year. I played a few, but yeah, I'm kind of on the same page. I don't think I was super excited about anything that came out.
Did you? You're not fully finished. It Takes Two. What do you think about like your first couple hours, or I guess you're a little bit further than that. But what's your initial impressions on that game?
So yeah, It Takes Two. I do. I'm still playing it. Really like. I think it's very pretty and it's very cute. Like I haven't seen a game in that sort of setting in a very long time.
Yeah,
or at least not this good quality.
I mean, to be honest, for me personally, I think that Inscription's my favorite game of the year, bar none. But a game I'd want to see win game of the year would be that, just because it's the only game for me that does something. It's a forced co-op campaign where there's a lot of really interesting co-op elements to it, and the other games on there don't really do anything. I don't know. Like
It Takes Two is constantly spicing itself up from
the set pieces in that game are just like there's so much going on, and the little
they're
mini games are fun, and it's at least a unique experience on the top.
There's consistently something new and entertaining to do in that game at least every 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I like how it switches
They
like
changed up the game
almost
mechanic.
game genre, and
Oh yeah.
it's like
true.
Nier Automata almost, where like every single like journey is like something totally different.
Yeah, they do switch the genre a lot, which is really cool. Well, we're definitely going to be tying things back to Nier Automata a lot on this podcast, I can tell already. But
Never played it.
yeah, me neither. But all right, let's jump right into the bets. So we're gonna do a little betting special for the Game Awards. We're gonna have everyone pick what they think is going to win for each category, and then I have some side bet questions that we're going to add to it, and then haven't decided what we're going to give the winner yet, but right now it's just bragging rights, but I'm sure I'll come up with something. We might do a drinking game side by side. It would probably be fun.
$100 billion.
Yeah. The deed to this channel. You get 5 followers.
Like, indeed.
Can I get there's 11? There's 11, I think.
Oh shit. Okay, well that's good. Okay, yeah. So let's start. Let me know if you guys can see this in the notes. That just it's gonna be a little bit of a delay, but we're gonna start right at the top with Game of the Year. So the nominees are.
Can you just? Okay, yeah. I guess we could do it on the delay, but we could also just post it in the chat.
I could, yeah. Or you could just maybe on separate tabs if you guys don't know them. I'm going to read them off anyway, but if you don't know them, maybe have the Game Awards website open and just see. But I'm going to read them off anyway. So we're going to start with Game of the Year. We've got the nominees: Psychonauts 2, Deathloop, Metroid Dread, Resident Evil 8, Ratchet and Clank, and It Takes Two. I guess we'll start maybe we'll just go in order. We'll start with Caleb. We'll do the same order. Caleb, Ty, Kai, Gabby. Caleb, what is your pick for Game of the Year of 2021?
It's kind of stale for me because I haven't bought a single game this year besides Cyberpunk. And the only one I've actually played was It Takes Two of those.
Yeah, I mean.
So it's going to be It Takes Two for me.
Hey, that's
not a good year for.
That is a fine choice.
Playing games.
That is one I hope wins, but I doubt it will.
I would like to play Resident Evil though.
Yeah, we've got it in the library, so give it a chance. At least get to the halfway point because there's some good stuff in the beginning of that. Go ahead, Ty.
Yeah. So I have played It Takes Two about you guys know how far, about halfway-ish. I don't know, quarter way. I don't know. I'm at the castle. I played It Takes Two for that far. I finished Metroid Dread. I enjoyed it. It was pretty fun for just like a little 2D action romp. It was a good game. It did not instill in me the Metroidvania feeling though in my ooey gooey Metroidvania loving soul. Village was really good. My personal pick is probably already It Takes Two.
Nice. Okay. Surprise.
I haven't played Psychonauts or Ratchet and Clank. Yeah, Village was a good game. It wasn't great. I kind of already connect with It Takes Two's art and style way more than I did with that game, to be 100% honest.
Just to keep in mind, these are I guess you can choose either way, but this is going to be what you think will win, over what you want to win. But it's kind of fine.
Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, because
Are you keeping track of these?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So Ty, if you did want to change it to what you think will win.
I mean, yeah, sure. What I think will honestly win is Deathloop.
Okay. Caleb, did you want to stay with It Takes Two?
No.
Fair. What do you want to change it to?
I'd probably go Deathloop as well.
Yeah. Like
It's
I
such
do,
a safe pick.
I do want to hear your personal opinions as well. But for this, choose which one you think will take the award, because that's
I think
like
it's easily the
Noted.
best game of all of these, from what I've seen.
Yeah.
Which is nothing, because the only game you bought all year is Cyberpunk.
That's true.
I've taken a look. I've taken a look at all of these. I just haven't played them.
All right, Kai.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with the others, and I think it's
Yeah,
Deathloop.
I'm
that's
already
gonna
putting
win.
your name.
That's it's nominated for almost
What are your
everything.
personal
It's gonna win.
Yeah.
My personal feelings, one, I don't even think it deserves a Game of the Year nomination. It's good, but like, it just wasn't up my alley.
Yeah.
Like it plays well enough, but it's so repetitive that
Yeah,
just
I
got
haven't quite
really
got
bored
to
of
it being repetitive yet, but I could definitely see that coming pretty
It's
pretty
very
soon.
Assassin's Creed 1 style repetitive, but for a whole game, and that's just not my kind of cup of tea to
Yeah.
really be engaged in. My personal pick would probably be Ratchet and Clank, to be honest. That game really surprised me just with how good that is, and just showcasing not only like what the PS5 can do, but also showcasing in ways like how games are going to be designed going forward, using your PlayStation 5 controller and the adaptive triggers and the haptic feedback, and in what ways that changes the gameplay or the feel of the game. There's some exciting stuff coming up, and Ratchet and Clank on its own, outside of that, is just a really well designed 3D platforming arena shooter.
Yeah, it's nice to hear you talk about, like, I know you've mentioned before too that it actually utilizes the PS5, and it seems like a game, that there's not a lot of games so far that have done that, but Ratchet and Clank seems like it actually uses the hardware well, which is cool.
Yes.
All right, so you vote Deathloop as well, Gabby.
I'm gonna vote for. I'll go against the grain. Well, my
Nice.
personal choice will be It Takes Two.
Yeah.
But what I think is gonna win is actually gonna be Resident Evil.
Ooh.
The reason for that is because I just think that Resident Evil already has such a big name that I think it'll appeal to more audiences, like people who don't necessarily know Deathloop.
Yeah.
Or I think people are just gonna see Resident Evil and be like, oh, I'm gonna play this. I feel like more people played it, so more people will vote for it.
This is tough. I think that's a good.
But the awards are chosen by the Critics Academy. So
Yeah, but the critics don't always get to every game either. That like I'm sure they got. I'm sure.
like there is the personal Game of the Year award choice.
Yeah.
For you voters, right? So
But like, especially for the indie games, like there's a lot of games that absolutely should have been nominated, but like the critics unfortunately can't get to every game either. I'm sure they played all of the Game of the Year games, but I think it's probably safe to go with Deathloop.
I also think a lot of it is AAA games just for advertising. They just get money from the companies for them to basically advertise their game. So
You slap these games on sale right around the time these awards happen, and numbers happen. I don't know what to tell you.
I think I'm probably going to go with you guys. I think it would be fun to vote for It Takes Two because I want that to win. But, I want Inscription to win. But It Takes Two would be my pick of the litter here.
Yeah.
I think it would be wild if I would love to see Joseph Ferris's speech if he won Game of the Year because he's wild. But I think that Resident Evil has a chance. I think Metroid has a chance just because Nintendo is, such a big company and I don't know, like no one was critics wise, no one was soft on Metroid Dread. Like everyone seemed to like it, and sometimes safe picks win like that.
It has the same Metacritic score as Deathloop.
Yeah, which is important.
And a lot of, almost all of them have the same Metacritic score of 88.
Yeah, so it is possible that one of these other games wins, but all right. Well, that's Game of the Year. Let's move down to Best Direction, which is a very similar selection of games. We've got It Takes Two, Psychonauts 2, Deathloop, Ratchet and Clank, and Returnal. So yeah, this is just like, obviously the direction the game went, like, I guess story beats, like all the things to consider about anything under the direction umbrella. I guess we'll start with Caleb. What do you think?
I mean, it's got to be It Takes Two. Because, it takes such a unique take on it.
Yeah,
it goes in so many
I'm
different
inclined
directions.
to agree with you.
It's really well designed, and I liked it.
Yeah,
and I can't wait to play it again.
Yeah.
Or more.
Yeah, you guys are like, yeah, I'd say you're almost, yeah, probably halfway through right now. Ty?
Best direction. I don't know. I really like the style of Deathloop, but having not played Ratchet or Returnal makes it a little tricky for me. But yeah, I guess my personal pick would be It Takes Two as well.
Yeah, I mean, I could see, yeah, personally, I think Psychonauts probably has a chance too, but
Psychonauts definitely does have a chance.
Yeah. Okay, Kai?
For best direction, my personal pick would be It Takes Two, and I actually think it's going to win this one.
Cool.
Because usually the runner-up game usually gets best direction for whatever the runner-up game of the year would be, or like a game they just kind of shafted for game of the year they would give it to, and I think It Takes Two is going to get this one. The direction of the game is just brilliant.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, and for as much as I love Ratchet and Clank, there are like downtimes in the direction for sure, especially in the storytelling department. So I prefer It Takes Two's direction.
Yeah. Gabby?
I think it's going to be It Takes Two, and I also want it to be It Takes Two. I think especially because of the subject matter of the story and the situation we're in with a lot of strains on relationships in COVID times. I think people are going to relate to it a lot more.
Yeah,
that's true.
And for kids, like maybe a kid who's been through a divorce would very much relate to the game.
Yeah, because it is I've seen a lot of people, like a lot of people do play this with their partners, but there is a lot of, at least in the other YouTube scene, a lot of people playing with their kids, like as the other person, and yeah, could be a good game for that. I mean, it's gonna be a clean sweep here because I also want this to win and think it deserves it.
Well,
and I just want to see.
All lose, I feel like we all have to take a shot.
Okay, yeah, that's totally fair. I think if it's a clean sweep and we all get it wrong, that's a shot. What do you think about that, Gabby?
We'll cheers for our fallen brother.
Yeah.
One shot for every person who was wrong.
Oh God. Do you want a repeat of last year? Yeah. All right. Well, let's move on to best narrative. So yeah, best story. Basically, we've got It Takes Two, we've got Psychonauts 2, we've got Deathloop, we've got Life is Strange: True Colors, and we've got Guardians of the Galaxy. And we'll start with Caleb.
Dude,
this is the softest category for me. Hi. Because, like, I don't know. Personally, I wasn't super hot on It Takes Two story.
I don't have an opinion on this.
Yeah.
Anything I say is just not going to be correct.
I mean, that's fine. Just, what do you, like, just go a political route. What do you think is going to win? Based on, it doesn't have to be based on personal. It can be based on media, like what you've seen in the media, what you've heard from other people.
I'd probably say Deathloop just because of the unique narrative it has.
Let's do Caleb for Deathloop. Ty?
I hope it loses.
Yeah, you said that at the beginning.
Thank you for bringing this up in advance, so I didn't have to explain myself. I think it's going to Life is Strange, purely because of media reception, having not played the game.
Yeah, fair. What would you want to win?
Be jiving with it. I would love to see Psychonauts win, but I don't think it deserves it. I would also love to see It Takes Two win, but I don't know if I think it deserves an award for best narrative.
Yeah,
I really think that I think the games here that might deserve it would be Guardians and maybe Life is Strange.
Okay, Kai.
Yeah, so I think it's going to be Deathloop that wins this one.
Okay.
Because usually Game of the Year usually wins Best Story.
That's true.
Most years.
Yeah, all this metagaming.
Yeah,
it is. It's important when
awards for way too long. I know all the tricks.
Politics,
but
baby.
My personal pick would be Guardians. Guardians is just a really solid narrative. There's a bit of downtime in its narrative for sure, but I don't think anywhere near as much as the other nominees. I haven't played Life is Strange, so I can't really comment on that. But for like It Takes Two and Deathloop, there are definitely more weaknesses to their game storytelling than Guardians. You just find yourself attached to the characters a lot more in that game, and that's why that would be my personal pick. Please let that win.
Yeah.
But otherwise, Otherwise, it's going to be Deathloop if it's not Guardians.
Gabby?
Yeah, I'm in a similar boat where I can't have a very strong opinion because I haven't played most of the games. But out of just what I've seen online, I would definitely say Life is Strange as well.
Okay.
I have been actively avoiding any information about Deathloop because I want to play it, so I know nothing at
Fair.
all about the narrative.
Fair.
So I can't say. And Guardians of the Galaxy, I don't know about either.
Yeah, this one is kind of tricky. I think you guys are both on the right page. Deathloop for me seems like it has a harder chance just because the narrative is structured, in a different way. Like it deals with time loops. I think so. I don't know. It could help it if it was executed really well, but so far the story has been, at least for me, has been not the most interesting aspect. Has been the shooting has been fun, but that's just me. I think I'm probably gonna go with Life is Strange 2. Again, Gabby makes a good point about It Takes Two. I was a little bit more pessimistic about it because the narrative seemed a little trite. I don't want to spoil anything, but it seemed a little trite. But
look, I know where it's going.
Yeah. But yeah, I think I'm going to go.
No spoilers, but
well.
The instant you start the game and see what the story's about, you know how it ends.
Yeah.
All right, let's do a fun category. Best art direction. This is one where you don't have to have played any of these games. All you have had to do is have at least seen them to know, to have a say in this category. So we've got Psychonauts 2, we've got Deathloop, we've got Ratchet and Clank, we've got Artful Escape, and we've got Kena Bridge of Spirits. Caleb?
I'd go with the Artful Escape, just because, it's definitely unique, and it's
got
very
art in the
eye-grabbing.
name. Can't lose.
That's true. It's very eye-grabbing compared to everything else. Everything else kind of seems to me like the art's kind of been done. It's much more common than the Artful Escape and how it is designed and animated.
Yeah, I agree with that. Ty?
For future reference, I think I'm going to end up fighting Caleb a lot if we don't shuffle ourselves around in between categories for next year. I think these are all really, really pretty games, first of all. Art direction wise, I think I'd probably personally give it to Kena, however you're supposed to say Bridge of Spirits. It is literally a Pixar movie. I don't know how much footage of that game you guys have seen, but
yeah, it's gorgeous. They used to be they were like an animation studio before they made a game. So
yeah, and even if the gameplay is even if it's another game about fighting back purple corruption and getting magic powers and discovering yourself along the way, it's still so pretty. Ratchet and Clank also just is gorgeous with the use of that SSD, that sweet SSD.
What would you?
Personally, I'd want to give it to Kena.
You're gonna pick Kena?
Yeah.
Okay. Go. Ty. All right, Kai.
And for me, I think the winner of this one, I think they're actually going to go the indie route on this one. I think it's probably going to be The Artful Escape, just because most critics are going to see the name The Artful Escape and make it win the best art category.
All about meta.
Yeah, they literally just they're doing it for their buddy. But my personal pick, because I haven't really played The Artful Escape, is Ratchet and Clank. Ratchet and Clank is
Ratchet and Clank.
Fucking gorgeous in a art direction.
Yeah.
It's the motion capture technology they use for the game is some of the best I've ever seen, and that's something I wasn't expecting. And how Ratchet and Rivet and all the characters look, it's so good. It's just a fun game to look at.
Yeah. Best art direction is always so tricky because it's do you go for polygon count or do you go for artistic direction? You can make an argument for both. But Gabby, what do you think?
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Were you?
I was going to say, okay, I will make an argument.
No, not now.
It should be for art direction. Now, Gabby, go ahead.
Yes, but Ratchet and Clank has a bit of both because it still has a style to it, but it's also very pretty in the graphical fidelity.
Yeah, the motion capture is definitely a style to the game. It's why I brought it up in the first place. It really accentuates that Saturday morning cartoon feeling.
Yeah, definitely.
They're really going for
another
that,
Pixar sort of quality.
Yeah, and it really succeeds in everything it sets out to achieve.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, Gabby, what's your pick?
I'm gonna go for. I thought it was Kena.
I think it's Kena. I don't know though.
We're just gonna go Kena, I think.
Kena. Yeah, I'm gonna go for Kena as well.
Okay.
As a personal choice, I like fantasy, so the art style is more up my alley than the other ones.
Fair.
Yeah, I played through all of Artful Escape. It is very pretty. Psychonauts 2 is the most interesting to me. I think it goes a lot of wacky places, which I kind of like. Like it's like Tim Burton mixed with like, I don't know, an LSD trip, which is cool. I feel like if it's not going to win, what's that?
Is it outstanding though?
I don't know. Good question. I don't know. I feel like if it's not gonna, this one's really tough for me. But I'll go against the grain as well, and I'm gonna go Psychonauts 2. Just see what.
All right.
We'll see what happens. All right, now we are on to best score and music. We've got Deathloop, Artful Escape, Guardians of the Galaxy, Cyberpunk, and Nier Replicant. Caleb.
Well, okay, so Marvel Guardians of the Galaxy is probably a solid choice. I loved the soundtrack for the movie, but it's basically just kind of repeating the same style of music from the movies. It's not going a different direction. Although I haven't listened to or played Nier Replicant, if it's anything like Nier Automata, that'd be my first choice.
Yeah, I don't quote me on this, but I think it's the same composer, but I'm not.
It is the same composer.
Yeah. So
Well,
it probably is
take a shot in
big.
the dark.
Yeah,
and
go
Nier
with, yeah.
Replicant.
That's a safe pick. Ty.
Caleb is correct. It's Nier Replicant.
Okay, yeah.
Bar none. Continue on.
Kai.
Haven't played Nier, so I don't know the music, but I'm still gonna pick. I'm gonna go against the grain on this one, even though it's not really against the grain. I think Deathloop is gonna win this one, just
Sure.
because the
Deathloop's
critics
got
really
some
love that
funky
game.
music.
Yeah, it's got some decent music. It's not my personal pick.
What would be your personal pick? Guardians?
Yeah, because I don't want to count Cyberpunk, even though its music is really good. It's like the only
doesn't
thing about the
deserve it.
good. It does not deserve it, though. It is really good, though. I want to give praise where it does deserve.
Yeah, of
and
course.
The music is decent. It
Yeah.
is good. But honestly, yeah, it's Guardians. Because,
Cool.
yeah, it does. It's definitely James Gunn inspired, to be sure. But it's more the way the soundtrack is implemented into the game. Like, there's a whole mechanic around like the team huddling up, and you have to get
Yeah,
the team.
I've seen
pumped up.
videos of that, and it's cool.
And then once
I like
they're
that.
pumped up, you get "Never Give You Up" as a combat song.
That's cool.
And like,
So it uses different songs?
there's
Or-
a bunch.
okay,
like
it's
a
a
bunch.
different
like
soundtrack totally?
You got like Blue Oyster Cult. You got Black Sabbath.
Cool.
You got all sorts of different '80s bands.
Yeah, so like Caleb said, same idea, but like different soundtrack is it could be like licensed music can be used really well in games.
And it does have its own original score. I don't
Right.
think it's as unique as say Cyberpunk's, but I still enjoy the music a lot more in Guardians.
Gabby, what do you think?
Yeah, I have not played these ones, so I don't really know either. I feel like my best guess would probably be between Nier or Deathloop, but I haven't heard them, so I can't really say. I just like from what I would assume from what I know about them. But I guess I'll say Nier.
Cool. Gabby for Nier. Yeah, yeah, I'm probably gonna go Nier as well. I don't know. I don't know if they'll give it. This is tough again.
The critics
I like
is
Art-
either going to give it to Nier or they're going to give it to Deathloop.
Artful Escape had really good music, but personally, I liked the like folksy blues stuff at the beginning better than the like Ziggy Stardust like Space Odyssey stuff. The Space Odyssey stuff was good, but and I feel like normally I would like that music more, but the music at the beginning, which is like opposite of the plot because he wants to go on this like become his own person and be a space like pirate musician, but yeah, like you're also shredding over top of all the music, which adds a cool element on your guitar, but I don't think it will get it. I'm probably gonna have to go with Nier Replicant. He's the only like, I don't know, well-known composer in this list of people as well. I've heard Cyberpunk music is pretty good, but
It is, but I wouldn't give it.
I also just
award.
hope it doesn't get an award for how broken it was when it came out,
Oh, absolutely.
like it doesn't
for
deserve
sure.
it.
For sure. 100%.
All right, now we're on to best audio design. So everything outside of music, how guns sound, how cars sound, explosions, all that stuff. We've got Deathloop, we've got Ratchet and Clank, we've got Resident Evil 8, we've got Returnal, and we've got Forza Horizon 5. Caleb, what do you think sounds good in your ears?
Well, literally haven't heard the other 4 games. I've just watched Chase play an hour of Deathloop, so...
There it is. That's got to be the pick.
You know, definitely can recognize gun sounds. Definitely heard some explosions. Heard some music.
Now,
They
were
are
the
recognizable.
best gun sounds, explosions, and music out of, well, it's not even music, but out of every game this year?
Hey, best if it's 1 out of 1.
That's true. Do you want to go with Deathloop?
Bring back.
Oh, I don't want to go with Deathloop, but I am going to go
Okay.
with Deathloop.
Ty?
I wish I had played Ratchet and Clank. I really, truly do. Forza might win. I don't know. Forza is consistently amazing sounding.
Yeah.
But I do kind of want to throw it to Resident Evil here.
Okay.
I think I'm going to do that too.
Done.
I don't know. The sound design in that game was really, really well handled. Just the footsteps in every different area provide an entirely different vibe immediately as soon as you enter a new boss's zone. Like, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I liked Resident Evil sound design. Kai, what do you think?
Sounded and felt really punchy as well.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna go to Deathloop. And I
Okay.
don't think that's a bad choice.
No, yeah, the guns feel and sound good in that game.
Like I like how when you shoot, especially like a high caliber weapon, and you can hear it echo off into
Yeah.
the distance like a real gun would. That's pretty cool.
And even all the little
That's a
like
lot of
pickup
work.
sounds and like stuff like that have like a like they fit the vibe of the game really well.
And it helps make the machete feel even more satisfying.
True.
But my personal pick would probably go to Resident Evil. Like, Ratchet and Clank has really good sound design, but for me, that's not really what stood out 100% about the game. There's nothing really
Yeah.
about the sound design that made me think, wow, this
Yeah, that's fair.
sounds amazing. Where RE8 and Deathloop did impress me with its sound design, but I'm going to give it to RE8 personally. It just helps the atmosphere of that game so much.
But do you want to go with Deathloop for your pick or Resident Evil?
for the
gotcha.
actual what will win?
Okay,
it's
got
Deathloop.
it.
Yeah.
Gabby.
I've only watched gameplay of Ratchet and Clank and Resident Evil, so it's the only 2 I've actually heard. But it's a little bit different because it would be through a stream, so I didn't really like get the full effect of it. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Res 8.
Res 8. Yeah, Res 8 does sound really good. I don't know about I feel like the guns weren't super punchy in my opinion, but everything else, all the other audio in that game was good.
The shotguns were pretty punchy.
Yeah.
The Magnum was just delicious.
I don't know. I
Chase,
feel
you
personally
just wasted it all in 5 seconds. So you
What's
didn't
that?
the game, yeah. Didn't you waste all your Magnum ammo in like one section of the game? And, like,
No, I got some more. Just
Okay.
Just
I
chill.
loved the little Wolfsbane. I didn't even get the other Magnum in my playthrough, but the Wolfsbane revolver was so sick.
But if I'm comparing the gun sounds to Deathloop, I think Deathloop sound more punchy. But
That's fair. You've played
Sure.
a lot more Deathloop than I have.
I think I'm gonna not go for either for fun, and I'm gonna go for Returnal because that's the only game I haven't played. I've touched a little bit of Forza. Oh, I guess I haven't played Ratchet and Clank, but I've heard it. But Returnal sounds real good in all of the gameplay I've watched. So I'd like that to win something. So I'm just gonna vote for it. Resident Evil 8 sounds good. Deathloop sounds good, but it'd be cool to see something other than those win something. But we'll see. All right, best performance.
We don't have to talk about this one. It's obvious.
Well, you think so? I don't know. I think it's less obvious than you think, but
Obviously, it's Lady D. for the base.
yeah. We've got Arika Moret from Life is Strange, Giancarlo Esposito from Far Cry 6, Jason Kelly, who plays Colt from Deathloop. We got 2 Deathloop nominees. We got Maggie Robertson from RE8, and we've got I said I was going to look this name up, so I didn't butcher it, but Ozioma Akaga from Deathloop, and she plays Juliana. I mean, Lady D is what I want to win, but she's in the game for like a couple hours. I don't know. Caleb, what do you think?
I don't have very much of an opinion.
It's okay. It's about your political pick.
Political opinion? Breaking Bad was a good show.
That's he's the most famous actor by a long shot. There he is.
My autographed picture of Gus.
That Far Cry 6 is my personal.
Yeah. I don't think that's a bad pick.
Giancarlo, because I have him just sitting right here. He'd probably kill me if I did pick it.
Ty, what do you think?
Does Giancarlo watch you sleep, Kai?
Ty.
Yeah, Lady D is the meme pick, but also, I mean, her performance did kind of like set the internet on fire. I don't know what to say about that. She's literally, I mean, I'll say this in the most delicate way I can. She's literally all over TikTok.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, but again, you got to remember, there's a lot of critics that I don't know.
True. So yeah, I'm gonna give my pick to her. Obviously.
Okay. Cool.
I think she's probably in the game about as much as Giancarlo is in his game.
True. Also true.
Like a good few hours of screen time. And yeah, I haven't played Life is Strange yet, although I do kind of want to play this one.
Yeah, me too.
So no comment there. And yeah, I mean, Deathloop does sound good.
Kai, what do you think?
I don't know how to pick between the
On what would actually win, like the political pick, I think it actually might be Lady D. I'm gonna go with the hot take here.
Cool.
I think
Lady
D is just gonna win the whole award. But it was for me personally between Lady D and Giancarlo on this one. And when Ty brought up the point that Lady D was in as much of the game as Giancarlo, that kind of tipped it for me, and I'm going to go with Giancarlo as my personal pick.
Yeah,
he's
that's
really
fair.
great in that game. Giancarlo is fantastic.
Yeah,
in
he's a great
everything he's
actor.
in, and Far Cry 6 is no exception. He's just really solid in that game. One of the few highlights of its overall story is Giancarlo, and much like other Far Cry games, where their main redeeming quality storytelling wise is their villains.
Also, if I can just cut in for a
Go
second,
ahead, yeah.
Like Giancarlo being nominated for this, and like just like Vin Diesel coming up in frickin' whatever that game's called, the Ark.
Yeah, Ark 2.
Like it just gives me hope for a day where we'll actually get big AAA game releases that are packed full of Hollywood stars. And that, like, imagine if this Guardians of the Galaxy game literally just had the Guardians of the Galaxy cast.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
like that.
It's
to mind,
it's
right?
a good thing and bad thing. Like, I do like seeing them in games because they bring a level of quality that's not always present in video games. But at the same time, it does take jobs away from voice actors who are just working in this market. Because if a big A-list celebrity comes over to a game, the developer is going to choose them over someone else in the market. But so it is give and take. But again, like a game like 12 Minutes, even though it turned out to be like a dumpster fire, like having that voice talent in it does make a big difference. So. Gabby, what do you think?
I haven't heard most of these, to be honest. But just from what I've seen online, I've seen a lot of Lady D, and that's just all. I just gotta say, I just seen her
for good reason. For good reason.
Yeah. So I'll go with that.
Gabby goes for Lady D. Yeah, I was thinking coming into this, I was gonna choose one of the Deathloop people because their voice acting is great, but like the thing I have to consider now, I was just thinking about it, is like also Lady D and Giancarlo are like fully motion captured, and you don't ever see any performance capture from the people in Deathloop, which is probably a big selling point for a performance. Like it's harder to give it to just a voice actor, and judging on past Game Awards, it usually goes to someone who's been motion captured.
It might be the time for the Game Awards to evolve a little bit more. And performance categories.
Yeah, I agree. Voice capture and motion capture. Yeah, that would be a good idea. I mean, they need to evolve a lot. Having best action and best action adventure game feels like such a 2005 like category like requirement. I just think it's so stupid. But I think I'm gonna go with Giancarlo.
All right, sweet. Giancarlo
We
is
split the
pleased. He
vote.
won't be killing you all tonight. So
You didn't vote for him, Kai. You said he would.
he's watching us at all times.
Yeah.
So
All right,
I think you need to hang it up so it's always in the
Yeah.
preview.
just like right there or something.
Yeah,
that'd
exactly.
be perfect.
All right, we're getting to some cooler categories. We got games for impact. So these are, social change games, a lot of indie games based on like stuff to do with LGBT or mental health or accessibility stuff. What were you gonna say, Ty?
Every year, this is the most important category to me.
Yeah, I agree.
Like,
So we got Life is Strange: True Colors. We got Before Your Eyes. We've got Boyfriend Dungeon. We've got Chicory, and we've got No Longer Home. Again, go for what you know about. Doesn't matter if you've played these. We're betting on. Not all of us have played many of these games either, but just go on what you think. Caleb, what do you think?
Probably Life is Strange.
That's a
just
safe
from
pick.
what little bit I've heard about it.
Yeah.
I've honestly heard nothing about the other games aside from Chicory, which I've heard small mention from you, Chase.
Yeah, it's
but
that's the one I'm hoping to get to before the Game Awards.
nothing else to form an opinion about.
Well, I mean, Life is Strange is a good choice. It's definitely the biggest of any of the games on this list, and it does have a lot of messages as well. But Ty, what are you thinking? What's in your brain?
So as I said, almost every year this is the most important category to me. Almost being the key word, because this is the exception. I've played none of these games. I love Chicory, so I think that should win.
Cool. I think that's a fine choice as well. I think those are probably the two biggest contenders. Kai, what do you think?
I think No Longer Home has a strong chance to
Yes.
put that out there.
The political win, I think, is going to go to Life is Strange.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's literally the critics are going to look at the category, see Life is Strange, think it's the biggest, and that's how it wins. But other than that, I don't really have an opinion on these ones because I never really played any of them, to be honest. Like, I haven't played a single second of any of these games. So I'll just go Chicory because everyone else likes it, and I'm cool.
You are cool, Kai. Don't ever forget that.
Thank you.
Gabby?
Okay, so just remind me, Before Your Eyes, so that's the one where you blink to advance, is that right?
Yeah, blink and
Yeah.
it changes the memories.
That's the one I'm the most interested in,
yeah.
and the one that I think would
Cool.
have that if I have played it, but
Yeah.
I don't know actually.
Do you want to vote for that?
I'll vote for it.
Yeah.
But
Right
yeah.
there.
Yeah,
I
why
mean,
not?
I'm in agreement. I'm playing Before Your Eyes tonight. It is my most. I've played Boyfriend Dungeon, not completely to completion, but I've played a few hours of it. And like I said, I want to get to Chicory. But from other people in the media, I've heard Before Your Eyes is just like, I don't know. Once you've played it, it's pretty amazing. So I would like that to win, but. Yeah, I mean, I'd like to finish before Boyfriend Dungeon and Chicory before we get to the Game Awards. I was thinking about playing Life is Strange 2, but it's a little too long, I think, at this point for me to get to it at least before the Game Awards, maybe by the end of the year. But
Personally, it's going on my list of things to get to at some point in January, February.
yeah, that seems like also a game if you really needed to, kind of like 12 minutes, you could just watch a playthrough and like be satisfied. Not as satisfied as playing, but like something that you could do in your spare time. But yeah, I think I would like Before Your Eyes to win. All right, best ongoing game. We've got games not from this year, but games that are like, have high concurrent player, ongoing high concurrent player bases and are like, advancing compared to where they were when they first came out. So we got Apex Legends, we've got Final Fantasy 14, we've got Fortnite, we've got Genshin Impact, and we've got Call of Duty Warzone. Caleb.
So, Fortnite doesn't qualify for this, and neither does Warzone, because it's never evolving.
Yeah,
it's the same shit, just
agree.
a different color.
I've played enough Warzone to agree with that it is just...
Apex Legends has seen some changes, but overall, I dislike it as a game. I don't have fun when I play it for long periods of times, and I can't stick with it. I've seen a lot of people play Genshin Impact. I've only played maybe about 10 hours myself.
Yeah, I'm about
I'd
the same
say
boat.
it's a solid game, but oh fuck, it would be my pick. But from what I've heard for Final Fantasy 14 from other people, is it's constantly growing and evolving as a game. That'd be my pick.
Yeah,
but I'm not a big fan of MMORPGs.
Me neither. Definitely probably one of my least played genres, but I think you're right on the money with that choice. Ty, what do you think?
I also think it goes to Final Fantasy
Yeah.
14.
Do you have anything else
They picked up so many players this year with
Yeah.
the whole Blizzard thing that went down. Like, I don't like the entire WoW community basically jumped ship, and we're looking for a beautiful new MMO. And Final Fantasy literally laid out in front of them and said, "Come and get me!" Like, I don't know what to tell you. They just came out with a massive expansion. Like,
Go into some
ridiculously yeah, and also there are those, but ridiculously massive expansion that is, I believe, and I'm not super up to date on my Final Fantasy 14 lore, but I believe is some kind of major ending to a plot line. So that's neat. But yeah.
What
that one for sure.
Have you played it? Did you ever play any like Apex or Genshin or Warzone or anything like that?
Me? Yeah, I played all of them.
Yeah. Just
for,
wasn't
for
sure.
some amount of time. Ranging from like 2 or 3 hours with Genshin and Warzone to like 60 to 70 hours in Apex.
Okay. So yeah, you played about the same Apex as me. Kai, what do you think?
This might be one of the times where the critics and I agree. I think Final Fantasy is going to win this one, and that's my personal pick. I've only played A Realm Reborn. Like, I have beaten a Realm Reborn. When I get back into the game, I'll be working towards getting through the Heavensward expansion and moving on through the game, eventually buying it, going on trial. Just taking a bit of a break from it right now. It's just a really fun game. I'm not like super into MMOs either, and it's just a very different MMO. It's not really grindy. It's more about its story and going through its story quests at a steady pace rather than killing the same mob over and over and over again so that you get the same item, or grinding XP to get for 30 hours to get even just one level. Like,
I mean, that sounds more interesting to me than grinding.
That's why I recommend the game to people. Is like, if you just want to play the game as just like a straight up MMO where you kill things and go through the story, that is more than possible in Final Fantasy 14. And without even doing side quests, you could be like 10 levels ahead of the main story, just going through it. Like, they really want you to get through it. And plus, with the free trial version where you get hundreds of hours worth of content for free,
it's pretty sweet.
It's pretty sweet, and just the overall community for the game is just one of the most positive and welcoming communities
That's good to hear.
That you could find in the MMO market, for sure. Because everyone's just there to enjoy a good story RPG and make the cities feel more immersive and alive. Like, you'll have like literal people that all they do is level up their archer to level 30 so they can play a bard, and then get instruments and go to the town and set up concerts where they'll use macros and stuff play real songs.
Any games that have like fully working like music instruments like that in it are okay in my eyes. Like, I love that stuff. It's so cool. I saw
a band of like 8 people just playing in Limsa for like hours. They were there for like 8 hours just playing music.
So much of that. There's like people just like dancing for 20 minutes. I don't stick around, but like
there's one guy in my the desert city. I forgot what it was called for a second there. But there's a guy named Link who dresses up as Link and just dances on the steps literally all day. You could log in at any time, walk by those stairs, and there's Link just dancing.
Gabby, what do you think for this category?
Well, I'm a big Genshin fan, so that would be what I want to win, but I don't think it is going to win. But however, the new expansion, Inazuma, the Japanese realm, it just came out this summer.
I was actually going to ask if Genshin did a lot of... I wasn't sure if they did a lot of like expansions like that, but that's cool that
there's this huge new realm, all new characters, all new area, and obviously all the weebs are going to love the Japanese realm. I don't know if it's going to win in comparison to Final Fantasy. Like, so for me, I think I'm a big Genshin fan because I think it's insane that it's free. It's the highest quality game, like free game ever.
I could agree with that.
And it's continuing to expand. It's already huge. And it's like I still do most of my missions in the first area because it's so huge. I can't even get anywhere else yet. And I've been playing it for like a year and a half. And however, I did play a bit of Final Fantasy. Me and my stream friends started playing it, but I personally dropped off for it mostly because the way I play games, I like to play all the side quests, and that's not great for Final Fantasy because it's like it makes it grindy even though it doesn't have to be.
Right.
So for me, I just like kind of feel like FOMO if I don't do the side quest.
Right.
So it was a little bit too much for me. But I enjoyed it while I was playing it, and I like I like those like little things that like the community is way better than Genshin.
I relate to that very hard, Gabby. I definitely get that FOMO, and there was actually a point where Kai and I were playing Final Fantasy 14 together because when I first played it, I was playing it with him, and I was literally off doing a random side quest, collecting something like you would in any other MMO, I guess.
Yeah.
And Kai was like, "Stop! What are you doing?" And he like literally had to slap me out of it because I was just like AFK brain, like I had music going in the background, just was doing side quests. I don't know what to tell you.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with doing them. It's just you really don't have to. You know.
What would be your pick, Gabby, for what do you think is gonna win?
What I think is gonna win, I do think like the whole migration over from Blizzard is gonna have a huge impact.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say Final Fantasy as well, even though I like Genshin.
I am also gonna say Final Fantasy. I don't have to. I played a little bit of Apex this year. I played Warzone. I don't like Fortnite. I won't play it anymore. It's just not my thing.
Oh, you're not gonna play it for the new Naruto character?
No.
They have like the rock or
Dude.
something.
Warzone doesn't seem to have changed enough for me. Apex does add new characters, but I don't know. It seems like Final Fantasy is a no-brainer here. But Genshin would probably. It sounds like I didn't realize there was a huge expansion for it. That sounds like it might be a second choice, but yeah, I think it's probably going to be Final Fantasy.
One barrier Genshin has is that it's not really a multiplayer game. Like there is multiplayer aspect to it, but I think if people are planning to play with their friends, it's not really the choice.
That's fair.
Pick.
All right, we're getting close to the bottom here. We've got best indie game. This is a category that I actually have played a decent amount of. So let's see: 12 Minutes, Death's Door, Inscription, Kena Bridge of Spirits, and Loop Hero. Caleb, start us off.
I think 12 minutes is the average amount of time I've played all these games. Because I've played about 3 hours of Inscription. So that...
Yeah, balances out. That sounds about right. I'm not going to do the math, but
I'm just going to run to the washroom.
Yeah,
close enough. But Inscription was really good. I've enjoyed it so far. I think I've only played about 5 hours, but it's definitely the best indie game I've played all year.
Do you think it's good? Do you want to vote for it?
Not saying much, but I'm also really interested in playing Death's Door and Bridge of Spirits. And
what was the last one? Bridge of Spirits?
Yeah.
I mean those are the ones I would recommend. The thing is, you could if you wanted to put some time into Loop Hero because we have it. That's a game you could put on one monitor and do whatever else you want in the other one because it is very idle centric.
Oh yeah, you guys were talking about how it's like an idle click.
Yeah, thing? So if you wanted to just try it out, there's the barrier to entry is very low. But I would say Death's Door, Inscription, and Kena are probably the games that you should play. Do
any of us have Death's Door or Bridge of Spirits?
I have Death's Door and Loop Hero.
None of these games.
Bridge of Spirits unfortunately is on Epic, so can't. But yeah, did you want to vote for Inscription for your choice?
Yeah, Inscription.
Okay. Ty.
I also feel intensely obligated to vote for Inscription because it's by far the best game here, and these punks don't even realize it.
I can't wait
to talk about it at all, so I'm just going to gush about the other games on this list that I've played.
Cool.
Death's Door is amazing. It is by far my favorite Zelda-lite I've ever played. It's so reminiscent of the OG Zelda games. It's ridiculous, and the art style just has so much to show. It's gorgeous. I love that game. Loop Hero is a lot of fun. I have just unlocked the third and final character, and I've been playing a little bit with him. He seems tricky, but it's a good game, good little background game. Kena is real pretty. 12 minutes is I don't want to touch it. I don't want to touch it with a 10-foot pole.
Yeah. Kai, what do you think? What do you think of Kai?
Well, in terms of my personal pick, the only one of these games that I have played is Inscription, and I feel like I'm gonna say it would probably be my pick of the games regardless, just from the base gameplay alone with the card game. The card game itself is fantastic and has lots of depths and layer and strategies, and is very the fact that it's a roguelike card game is amazing.
Yeah.
I wish that was a game concept before. Having just played the first couple hours of it.
Wait, have you not played like Slay the Spire or?
It is.
No.
I was gonna say it is a game concept.
Yeah,
That's
Slay,
out there,
Slay
and
the
I would love to
Spire,
introduce you to those games.
Grifflands.
I
There's
haven't played those games.
man.
So.
You-
I guess more what I'm saying is I wish I got into it.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, honestly, that is like my favorite genre is like roguelike card games. I love that shit. But this game has so much more to offer too.
On a side note, just really quick, I would love to watch Kai take a swing at Slay the Spire sometime on stream.
Okay. Sweet.
But you're gonna vote for Inscription, Kai?
In terms of what will actually win, I think it might be Bridge of Spirits on this one.
Okay.
I haven't played it myself, but I'm thinking, judging by the fact it's in other categories when most of these games aren't, I think Inscription is in one more category.
Yeah.
I think it's just going to be Bridge of Spirits on this one.
Cool. Yeah, it's a good guess. All right, Gabby?
I'm going to say Inscription just from what I've heard. It seems like everybody that I've heard that's talked about this is obsessed with it, so
Yep.
I think it has to be at least have a good chance.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Death's Door, and even though Inscription is like it might make my top 10 or top 20 of all time, if judge just from a pessimistic like political route, Death's Door is like way more accessible in terms of like it's just a good game all across the board, and I think Inscription is too, but I think that there is a types of people who would bounce off of Inscription in the first act, and I think it's a better game, but and even if it comes down to me losing and Inscription winning on this one choice, we'll be happy because I want Inscription to win, but I'm gonna go for something different just to see, because Death's Door is also a very good game, and it's just like it's polished all the way through. It's hard not to argue for that. But now we're on to a category no one cares about, best mobile game. Don't even know what's going on here.
I have a little bit of an opinion.
Yeah, Caleb, you probably know more than I mean.
Right.
But yeah, let's see. We got Fantasian, we've got Genshin Impact, we've got League of Legends Wild Rift, we've got Marvel Future Revolution, and we've got Pokemon Unites. Caleb, start us off. Start us strong.
Okay, Pokemon Unite's actually pretty good. It's basically League of Legends, but Pokemon. That's okay.
Yeah.
Very simplified gameplay mechanics, I guess, though. But I think League of Legends would win this just because of how hyped it's gotten. It's
People are
absolutely
hot on it?
mainstream right now.
Yeah.
Everybody knows about
Okay.
League of Legends.
Okay.
I played some League of Legends.
Yeah. Yeah, Ty, what do you think?
I mean, I have a disgusting number of hours in League of Legends over the years, as everyone in this chat I think knows. But I think it's probably going to go to Pokemon Unite or Genshin. I have no clue what Fantasian is, for the record. I've seen a little bit of the Marvel game, but it's nothing special, in my eyes anyway. Pokemon Unite is probably going to be my final pick.
Cool. Kai, or Ty, do you know anything else?
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
Okay. Kai, what are you thinking?
In terms of my personal pick, this is the one where you throw my opinion out the window. I don't play any mobile games. I usually
Neither
avoid
do
mobile
I.
games like the plague. It's not my thing. Too many games of just like buy energy to keep playing the game.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
no, I'm not gonna do that.
I played Pokemon Unite on the Switch, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
I
at
didn't
least
even know it was on the phone.
at least it's on the Switch. But I think the political pick on this one is going to be Genshin Impact, just
Cool.
because it's so massively popular that it's just going to be the one that wins. It's the behemoth game of all these games.
Yeah,
I
it's
feel.
the most probably. It's got to be like top 5 most downloaded games of all time at this point, right? It's
Mhm.
huge.
It's huge. That I do know.
Gabby?
I'm gonna vote Genshin.
Yeah,
I
fair.
don't know if it's gonna win, but I want to vote for it. I don't know. I cannot imagine how you would play it on mobile. I just don't know how that works. But I've heard that people enjoy it on mobile. I guess I just don't know how you would do it. But yeah, I'll vote for Genshin because I don't know. I think it's
Yeah,
the
I mean,
most complex one out
from
of
what
the-
I've seen on people playing it on mobile, it seems to run well.
That's what I
Obviously
hear,
not
but I-
PS4 quality, but
don't know how.
Yeah. I
In
think
terms of controls, I mean.
the thing is, there's some juggernauts in terms of franchises on this list. Like we've got League of Legends, Genshin, and Pokemon. Like those are some big players. I think I'll probably go with Caleb on this one, and say League of Legends. I like, unless Genshin released on mobile this year, it's been around for a while, so I don't know if
Been out
that
on mobile
stales it.
I think.
What's that?
That I think it's been out on mobile since the original
Yeah,
one.
I figured that, but Pokemon Unite also, like, I've watched some gameplay, some people playing it. It looks pretty decent, but if what Caleb says about League, that it, like, you know, the community is really liking it, it's a big game.
Also, the Pokemon Unite's pay-to-win aspect
I've heard
kinda, like, takes
some
away from that.
YouTubers talking about
I've
that.
heard they've like taken away a little bit from that, but it's still very much pay-to-win.
Right.
I'm not really plugged into that situation at all, but I am fairly connected still to the League of Legends communities, and I don't know, like, people seem to be 50-50 on it, but also that's always the League community.
That's
so
fair. That's fair.
What can you do?
Yeah, we'll see. And none of us will care who wins that one.
True. Yeah. There will be no
No, there's gonna be the biggest fight for this one. Watch.
I'm gonna rage. I'll cry.
Yeah, we're getting we've got a couple more here. We've got this one will probably be quick as well. Best community support. So this is updates or listening to the community when they have problems with the game and how quick they are to fix the issues. We've got Apex Legends, Destiny 2, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, and No Man's Sky. Caleb.
Hold take. It's not going to be Apex Legends.
Fair.
EA is not a community supporter. Probably No Man's Sky.
Cool.
It's probably the game that's improved the most. Since
Yeah,
it
it
came out.
continues to improve. I think it won this category last year, but like it's just continuing on an upwards trend. So
It was very, very mediocre when it first came out, but
yeah,
from what I've heard, like everybody's enjoying it
they've saved that
at
game
this point in
That
its
is
lifespan.
That is a hashtag saved game for sure. Ty?
I could easily see this going to Final Fantasy, but I have to go with No Man's Sky as well. I
Cool.
love that game now. And I honestly think it's just an amazing multiplayer game.
Oops.
Like, just for good chill vibes with the homies. Like, it's just such a good game. And yeah, I think saying it came from a mediocre startup is a little bit demeaning, honestly. I think it came from an absolutely horrendous start. Especially with the...
I played it when it first came out.
Oh yeah,
like,
me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was not
I
a
agree.
game.
Yeah.
No, it
like,
wasn't.
it was
Well, just the
a mess,
expectations they
but
built
It had
for
an
it
amazing
too.
foundation.
Yeah.
Just no game.
It was
to go
a
with
beautiful idea that it looked like an indie dev really cared about, and then they
Yeah.
got Microsoft money all of a sudden,
Yeah.
and things kind of went a little
Oh,
south.
Sony money.
Well,
Sony money, sorry, excuse me.
it's good that they had that foundation because it's a lot easier to build a better game on top of that than if they had, crummy parts to work with.
Yeah, but I honestly think it's the best game out of
Cool.
all of these, in my experience, and yeah, I hope it wins.
Kai.
Okay, I think the critics and me are going to agree again. I think it's going to go to Final Fantasy 14, and I agree.
Alright,
Let's not
Kai.
forget that Final Fantasy 14 had its own No Man's Sky style transformation. They literally
True.
had a whole game, took it and threw it in the trash and made a new one.
I didn't
when
know
the
about that.
Yeah, when the story of A Realm Reborn is the previous game got blown up by meteors, and that's how your new game starts.
That's
it's by saying,
great.
yeah, we literally killed that old game. I think it's had just as much of a big transformation as No Man's Sky has had, if not even bigger, with how big the community for Final Fantasy has gotten over the past couple months here. Yeah, I think it's just going to go to it. Like, people were saying that game sucked, and Square listened, and they were like, okay, we just got to do better. And then they did.
Yeah.
And that should be immensely praised. So
I agree. Gabby?
I feel like
Oh.
swaying me here. I was gonna say No Man's Sky, but however, I think I agree. Like, if you're talking about this year, No Man's Sky has been improving over time, and it's like its biggest improvement wasn't necessarily this year. It wasn't like a huge, but like Final Fantasy. When did Final Fantasy get its big blow up? Like,
I think it was
early
this year.
or
Yeah.
it was in like June-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll go with that because that was more recent.
Yeah, I think it's between those two for sure. I mean, I've heard Destiny 2 expansions are good as well.
They're pretty good. Like,
Yeah.
in terms of playing Destiny content that's actually worthwhile and isn't just looting more guns, you need to go to the expansions and play the raids and strikes. And
Yeah.
I think the Forsaken DLC was free though, right? Am I wrong? Did it become free or something?
Well, one, they got rid of the Forsaken stuff because Bungie.
That's the only stuff I liked.
Yeah, and
Unfortunate.
but I agree with you. Like, I think it was like if you wanted to play the campaign, you had to buy it. But for like those like 3-man strikes or raids or whatever, as long as your host player had bought the DLC, everyone could play it for free or something like that. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't really know much about Fortnite, but maybe that's just because I don't care. But I
Rock
think
showed up recently.
Did he? Everyone's gonna show up in that game, man.
A trailer or something like yesterday.
Well, I mean, The Rock showed
I saw
up
some
in
memes about it.
The Rock showed up in the Xbox anniversary celebration.
Yes, he did. He did.
Because he was there when the Xbox was like.
Yeah, it was like a long time ago. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Final Fantasy on this one as well. Oh my God, there's actually so many awards. All right, let's move on to.
We pick up the pace a little bit.
Yeah.
We're not super devout
the
about.
Ones we don't really know much about. Innovation and accessibility, which is one I wish I knew more about, but I know Kai, you know quite a bit about. But yeah, Caleb, what do you think? This is just like basically settings that help anyone with disabilities be able to play their games. I don't know if you've heard much about any of these, but you can give your best guess if you haven't. Caleb?
I know nothing.
Jon Snow.
Best guess?
Yeah, what's your best guess?
Best guess? The Veil?
Cool. That's a fine guess. It's a game about being blind, so yeah.
All right. I remember us talking about a game about blind people.
Yeah.
That was me.
Okay. I did not know it was that game. It's just the game I did.
Well, I would have let you change your answer anyway. It's not like you're locked in for life. Ty, what do you think?
Well, I think it's probably to no one's surprise that I think the Veil's going to take it. I really enjoy this game.
Cool.
I'm about 3 hours in, and I'm liking it a lot. I think it's about 10 hours to beat, so about a third of the way through. The combat is really fun. The RPG elements are pretty fun. The exploration is pretty fun. I don't know what to tell you. It does all this while being a game with no video content at all.
Yeah, this is very cool. Kai?
It's really interesting.
Yeah, so it's kind of hard to tell what the political win here is for accessibility, because I think Far Cry 6 and Ratchet and Clank are your two contenders here. Far Cry 6, like, right away, it'll tell you, like, what button you have to press in order to actually get into the main menu, and allow you to toggle menu narration from the main menu, just in case from second one you literally need help because of your disability. But I think my personal pick, and what I think is going to win, is Ratchet and Clank. Just because Ratchet and Clank, you can change almost every element of the game. It's basically as accessible as The Last of Us 2, where you can change basically everything about the game. And what's cool is they actually have presets for specific disabilities. So whether you're visually impaired or you're paraplegic, you literally will just press one button and you just get those presets all changed for you, ready to go, and you can just play the game right then and there. So I'm thinking I'm going to give it to Ratchet and Clank on this one.
Yeah, that's a good choice. That sounds like an industry standard to strive for, is stuff like that.
Although it's probably obvious for me to say it, coming into your earlier point there, the Veil also has menu narration.
Oh, okay.
Obviously.
I did not know that.
Because it's for people who can't see the menu.
Yeah, I guess now it's obvious in hindsight, but I haven't played the game. So
Gabby, what do you think?
That sounds really cool about Ratchet and Clank, that they have all those options. I would have assumed, like, I haven't played these, so I would have assumed it would be Ratchet and Clank, because I just feel like it's so huge and accessibility is such a big factor these days that they definitely were thinking about it. But that's cool to hear that those options exist. But the Veil sounds really interesting. I've never, well, I think I've heard about it. I think Chase actually told me about it too. But
it's really fun. I highly recommend giving it a playthrough. The voice performances are actually like really well done, and the use of 3D audio in your headphones is like, I haven't seen it executed this well since
Hellblade. Yeah.
Senua's Sacrifice.
I
Yeah.
was gonna say that.
And they're on
yeah.
the same level in my
I'm
brain
gonna play
right now.
Hellblade this year, or I guess next year now.
So Gabby,
late
you
for
think?
They use it for
I'll
different
say-
reasons, but both wonderful games.
Yeah.
I'll say the Veil.
Cool.
Cool.
Yeah, this is another one where it's like, do you go for, the veil may be for a specific disability, whereas the other ones cover like probably a large portion.
Yeah,
I think going for like Last of Us 1 last year, it covered like a huge portion, but I think it would be fun to see a game that's designed for a specific disability, like take it, It just seems like a really cool concept. Let's move on. Best VR. This is another one. Unfortunately, I don't think any of us have VR rigs, so we can probably bang through this one.
I have a VR rig.
Oh, do
I
you?
haven't played any. I played Beat Saber.
Yeah,
Beat
that's
Saber.
honestly a fine choice. But yeah, we've got Hitman 3, I Expect You to Die 2, Lone Echo 2, Resident Evil 4 VR, and Sniper Elite VR.
I will just throw mine out there really quick because I haven't
Sure.
played any of these games really, but I watched a playthrough of Lone Echo because the concept.
Oh yeah, you've talked about that a couple times.
And it's a really cool game. I don't know if you guys know what it's about, but basically you are a robot on a destroyed space station, just like navigating around and trying to repair things and like eventually like escape. But yeah, it's really cool.
Cool. Caleb, do you want to throw out?
So I love the Hitman series. I think it's a really enjoyable sandbox experience, and I think that can really transfer over to VR
for sure.
really well.
With all the hiding
And if
and
it's
like,
done right, it could be an excellent game.
yeah, it could be very
Be
suspenseful
hilarious in VR.
and also funny. Yeah. So I'll write you down for Hitman. Kai.
Again, I don't have a VR rig, so I haven't played any of these games. But what I think is going to win, and my personal choice, just because I'm a shill, it'll be Resident Evil 4.
You got me
Just
there
one
too.
of the best games of all time, and the VR version just looks amazing.
Yeah, agreed.
Just watching the gameplay of it, it looks so fast-paced and frenetic that it just looks like a ton of fun.
I will also add, like, I want to leave my vote on Lone Echo, but I probably do think Resident Evil has a better chance. But leave me on Lone Echo
Okay.
because I really
Yeah.
I really respect that game a lot.
Yeah, Gabby.
For what it does.
Yeah, also don't have a VR rig, but I have to say Resident Evil as well. Like, I think horror games just in general, they they attack most of the senses.
Yeah.
But you're gonna feel it a lot more, I think. So I think Resident Evil.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think I'd rather see it go to a straight up VR game like Lone Echo that was designed from the ground up. But from everything I've heard from the community, that Resident Evil 4 is just a blast to play in VR. So.
And
We'll
it
see.
looks different enough to have its
True.
own
It
VR
plays
version.
different enough too. Like apparently you're just like gunslinging like a lot in that game compared to the actual game. But all right, now we've got just a few more now. Best action game. We've got Back 4 Blood, Chivalry 2, Deathloop, Far Cry 6, and Returnal. Caleb.
I think if it was Left 4 Dead 3,
Yeah.
it would have deserved a vote.
Yeah.
But Back 4 Blood is basically a Left 4 Dead 2 copy, but they forgot to include all of the charm
Yeah.
in the characters.
Anything
There's no
interesting?
gore. There's no
Yeah.
gore. Where's the
Oh, that
gore?
too.
Like, it's gone. Where's
yeah.
these zombies and intestines?
Zero
thrown
character
everywhere?
in the game.
I
You're
mean,
just killing zombies. That's about it.
yeah. It's
But so for Chivalry 2, I like those kinds of games. It's really fun. It's a unique kind of combat that not a lot of other games do, except for like Mortal, I think.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that'd be my personal pick.
Cool.
But do I think that Chivalry 2 would win?
Good question.
No, I'm gonna say Deathloop. I
Yeah,
think.
that's fair. It's nominated for Game of the Year. Chivalry 2 though does seem really good. Like from like highlight clips that I've seen of that game, it seems fun as hell. I would like to
Yeah, I
like
feel
get
a lot
a
of Moist
stream
Critical
going.
playing it.
Yeah, I'd like to get a stream going of playing that. But Ty, what do you think?
I'm down. Yeah, I'm down to join for a stream of Chivalry. I think this is easy, either Deathloop or Far Cry. I think Returnal looks like a lot of fun, but it's not necessarily what critics will go to for a best action game. And yeah, Back 4 Blood, I feel like the reception all around has been a little bit lukewarm. People do like it, but it's like definitely a more niche crowd than we were kind of hoping we would get out of a game from Left 4 Dead fame.
Yeah,
I'm gonna put my official guess down for Deathloop.
you got it, Kai.
Yeah, I think the official guess here will be Deathloop here as well. It's just the same
Yep.
pick. But my personal pick would probably go to Returnal. The only other
Cool.
game I played was Far Cry 6, unless there's anything I'm missing. I mean, I played a little bit of Back 4 Blood, but that's
Yeah.
not even in consideration here. Far Cry 6 is fun, but again, it's more Far Cry.
Mhm.
If you like that Big Mac of a video game that is Far Cry, you're gonna enjoy this Big Mac. But if you hate the Big Mac, don't.
Don't eat it. Don't eat it.
Yeah,
Leave it on the
exactly.
streets.
So just for that, I really can't give it the award when Returnal just does stuff way more interesting and innovates, and actually like innovates. And again, it feels like a PS5 game. I don't think as much as Ratchet and Clank does, but it's still really good. It's a really good roguelike.
Cool.
With like,
I'd like to play it.
elements.
That's like one of my top PS5 games.
I
but-
got to bring my PS5 over at some point and get
Just
you guys
jam
to
some
play
games,
some PS5.
Yeah.
Jam some games.
Gabby, what are we thinking?
Oh, it's gotta be Deathloop. I
Yeah.
think we all know. But
Yeah, this is
I
a
actually,
clean sweep.
I really enjoy Back 4 Blood for what it is, but it is it's just Left 4 Dead. It's like
Yeah,
the
it's popcorn. It's
Yeah,
like
it's a bit smoother,
I also
but-
didn't mind it. I was probably a little hotter on it than everyone else here, but it is like turn your brain off and just shoot some zombies, and that's about it. You know.
Yeah, there's nothing more to it than that.
Yeah.
But
It's a fun co-op game if
Yeah.
you're like wanting another Left 4 Dead kind of game.
Yeah.
But what I enjoy about it is sort of the randomization card thing that they have.
I
but
do like the card system.
yeah,
The cards are
it's
cool.
Kind of like it's like the same maps, like repeatedly, which is different. Like there's
Hmm
you kind of know where you're going the whole time.
They took
I kind
some.
of wish you didn't.
Go ahead, Gail.
I kind of wish you didn't have to grind for the supplies, or is that
Yeah.
what they're called?
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
the supply run
okay.
things.
That
Yeah.
kind of takes away from the experience. I would
I agree.
rather just have it,
Yeah,
Yeah.
right off the
and
rip.
it's way more fun to experiment with builds, because by the time you get like a full deck, you're already burnt on the game.
Or at least
it doesn't
have it
have
be,
that
like,
much
snappy, right? Like-
replayability. Yeah,
I wish it was at a place where like maybe you start with like 5 like preset builds that are all like fairly interesting and give you a good sample of what you might unlock later down the road. But instead you kind of just start with nothing, and when you play for 40 hours you can do a whole lot of cool stuff that wasn't in the game earlier.
But no one wants to play for that long because it's Back 4 Blood.
Exactly.
Play Deep Rock instead. Deep
Yeah,
Rock,
everyone
Deep
play
Rock
Deep Rock.
deserves your love.
Stone, brother.
I love
Um,
Stone Black. It's a lot of fun.
All right, we've got Best Action Adventure. Kind of the same, but you're on an adventure. Guardians of the Galaxy, Metroid, Ratchet and Clank, Psychonauts 2, and Resident Evil 8. Caleb.
Probably Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy for me.
nice.
Hell yeah.
I'm fine with that choice. It's possible that it wins this category for sure.
I just think
Actually, a game that feels like
seems
an
like
adventure.
a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got nothing else to say.
Yeah, that's fine. Ty, go ahead.
So I'm reading the description for what defines a best action adventure game, since Pace made that funny yoke. And combining combat with traversal and puzzle solving, and I mean I haven't played all these games.
Got it. That makes it kind of obvious in my eyes now that you say that.
Yeah, Metroid certainly combines combat, traversal, and puzzle solving the best out of these guys, I think. But I don't know. I haven't played Ratchet and Clank yet, or Psychonauts, or Guardians. so
True,
it's a little tricky.
true.
You can go ahead and put me down for Metroid, though.
Okay. Kai.
Okay, so I think the critics' pick on this one is probably going to be. I'm gonna say Ratchet and Clank on this one.
Ooh. This one's, we all got
It was either
different
going to be
answers.
that or Resident Evil on this one. But if we're talking like in the definition of combines traversal with puzzles the best, that's going to go to Resident Evil. Resident Evil just did it the best out of all these games, in my opinion. Because as much as I like Guardians, its puzzle solving is like, there's a big block. Well, Drax is the only one that could pick up big blocks, so
Yeah.
go over there, Drax. Go do it. And it's really simple and basic. Where RE8 has like those little ball machines.
Yeah, it's got the torches and stuff
I-
too.
Ask you if there's any worthwhile puzzle content in Ratchet.
I mean, like, in terms of puzzles, it would be like, how do I get to that gold bolt up there?
Oh, okay.
And there are some decent ones, but it's nothing you haven't seen before.
There's
Really,
no
it's
stuff
just
with
simple.
Clank, because usually in the past there was like good puzzles with like Clank
There's like
separate.
little
but-
puzzle sections in the main story for Clank.
Yeah.
And they're decent, but I don't think they're anything too mind twisting or mind bending. It's a very simple concept. It's like you get like different colored spheres, and you use the spheres to do different things you want in the puzzles. And it's definitely not bad for sure, but you could tell it's like, okay, this is for kids. I'm not having to think much through this. It's just a change of pace more than anything.
So did you want to go for your actual what you think's going to win, Ratchet and Clank or RE8?
I think what's actually going to win is Ratchet and Clank, but my pick would be RE8.
Right, got it. Gabby?
I feel like I don't know if this is just me, but like for some reason I'm struggling to see RE8 as an action adventure, but like mostly just because like it is, but like I wouldn't say like describe it as an action adventure.
You definitely have to describe it as. I mean, I get what you're saying. It's obviously a horror game, but like if you read from the elements, like it has puzzle, traversal, and combat. Like it definitely has all of those things. So
yeah, I know it is, but for some reason, like when I think action adventure, I think like something like Ratchet and Clank,
or like Uncharted.
Yeah, but like out of these games, I think Resident Evil, if we're talking about the puzzle traversal aspect of it.
Have we all played Resident Evil in this?
No,
I've watched it, right?
Oh, we watched it, and Caleb hasn't played it. Okay.
I've watched.
I feel like it does combat and traversal really well, but none of the puzzle solving was interesting at all to me.
I'm gonna go with RE8 as well, and I agree with Ty. I don't think the puzzle solving was that interesting, but from what I've seen of the other games, that none of the puzzles were really that super
Trust
complex.
me, you don't want Resident Evil 1 puzzles again. No. No.
But
awful.
I don't know, this one I'm surprised Deathloop isn't. I guess Deathloop doesn't really have, it kind of has puzzles, but
it's literally they point out which way to go.
Yeah, it's true. There's waypoints on everything.
Again,
but
it's not just about puzzles. It's combining combat with traversal.
Yeah, and RE8 doesn't have like, if it doesn't have parkour, like that kind of traversal, but you do traverse a large portion of different areas and like vertically and like go underground.
The
all
village
this
is
stuff.
Pretty open.
Yeah, it's got a lot going on.
Connecting and really well designed, in my opinion. Like I really like the village sections. I wish there was more of it. To be honest,
I'll say, Metroid isn't really open and sprawling like Resident Evil's village, but Metroid absolutely has like very satisfying traversal, puzzle solving, and combat all in one bundle, all in the same room, all within 10 seconds sometimes.
Yeah, true. All right.
I hear the slightest bit of echo coming from Chase and Ty's.
Oh, it's probably just
like a very little bit, but
maybe Ty just bring the volume down a little bit, I guess. Sure. All right, we're on to best role-playing game. We've got Cyberpunk, laugh, everyone laugh. We've got Monster Hunter Rise. We've got Shin Megami Tensei 5. We've got Tales of Arise and Scarlet Nexus. Caleb, what do you think, buddy?
Cyberpunk is laughable. We all know that. I've seen Scarlet Nexus on the Steam store page, and that's my choice.
Nice. I love that answer. Ty.
You're gonna love mine too. I've played none of these games. Give it to Shin Megami Tensei because Shin Megami Tensei rules, and I want to play this one eventually, but I don't know when the hell I'll get to it.
Yeah, I agree with all of that. Kai?
The only one I've played is Cyberpunk, and I really
and you're
don't
gonna
want
give it to Cyberpunk.
Fuck that. No.
All about the dick customization.
My personal pick will go to Monster Hunter because I like Monster Hunter.
Sure, yeah, that's fine.
And I think what's actually gonna win though is probably, actually, probably Monster Hunter. I'm just gonna go straight up Monster Hunter.
Cool. Yeah. Gabby.
Sorry, I was reading chat, but I have not played any of them, so I'm not sure.
Neither have I, so you're good.
Why do you guys all have to be spread out? Can I just choose one that everyone else chooses?
No, not this time.
I don't know most of these games, to be honest.
Flip a coin.
I know Monster Hunter and Cyberpunk.
I just like Monster Hunter, so that's why I picked that.
What do you think, Gabby?
I think let's spread it out. Let's go for Tales of Arise.
Nice, one for all of them.
There we go.
Now I have to pick Cyberpunk. Are you kidding me?
Everyone loses. This is the category that actually decides who wins and loses.
Yeah, I'm going for Shin Megami Tensei. It's like the most RPG game on this list. So, and yeah, again, I haven't played any of these either. Like, unfortunately, I wanted to play Shin Megami Tensei, but it came out like a couple weeks or a month ago at the end of the year, and it's like a 40-hour game. I'm not gonna get to it by the end of the year. So. We only have 5 more categories left, I think. We are on to, this is another probably quick one. We got best fighting game. Guilty Gear Strive, Demon Slayer, Melty Blood, Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl, and Virtua Fighter 5. Caleb.
I have a question.
Yes.
How can you find it acceptable to not put the voices of the character in the game?
Yeah.
For Nickelodeon All-Star
I
Brawl?
don't.
It's all about the characters
Yeah.
that you're playing.
Lack
they
of money,
have,
I guess.
They should just not make the game.
Yeah.
It's not though. It can't be lack of money. It's literally Nickelodeon.
Yeah,
property.
you're
Like,
right. They should, especially
lack of
because I think
commitment is what it is.
Yeah, with the Warner Bros. Trailer, I feel like they were taking a shot at Nickelodeon All-Star Brawls too, when they were like, and we have all the original voice actors, and they like made a
they
whole
100%
30
were.
seconds of like, hey, here's them all talking. Yeah, I agree. It is kind of ridiculous that they don't have voice acting in it. But
And then Demon Slayer just kind of reminds me of Ninja Storm Ultimate.
is that a good thing or
Basically
a bad
looks the
thing?
same thing. Not that
Yeah.
much of a difference.
Yeah. What are you
And
thinking?
I think Guilty Gear Strive would take it. It's the
Yeah,
one game
most
that I'd be
definitely.
kind of excited to play.
Yeah, it
It's
is
not Smash Ultimate
very good.
or
Ty?
Smash Melee.
Yeah.
I will say Guilty Gear, obviously.
Yep.
Just go ahead and put me down. But Nickelodeon All-Star is fairly fun, regardless of its problems. And Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm, though it definitely didn't come out this year, goes pretty hard. Caleb, I
I
think.
agree.
Yeah, okay, thank
I
you.
love playing Guy.
Kai.
Yeah, so the only one I've played here is Guilty Gear, so my personal pick is going to be Guilty Gear. And my political pick too. And if anyone tells you it's going to be any other game, they're just wrong. It's just gonna be the one
there's
that's
there's just no chance. Gabby?
I don't play fighting games. I don't know any of these. I've never played any fighting game. Well, I played Tekken, but like that's not going to be on the list. I'll go with the majority.
Yeah. No, go with
To be fair, Guilty Gear has more players than Tekken does now, and it came out this year, so.
And it's
okay.
amazing. It's very easy to learn. Guilty Gear Strive is very
Yeah,
easy
it's not bad as long as you just stick with one character. I'm going with Guilty Gear 2. I haven't played as much as I would like to, but man,
Down to play whenever
it's
you feel
fun.
like it, Jay.
Yeah, all the characters just feel so varied, and it's the prettiest game. How was that not nominated for Best Art Direction? Kind of crazy.
Yeah, I don't
Because
know.
it's an anime game, is the honest
Really
truth.
nice. I'm gonna look
But
it
it's
up.
amazing.
It's so
looking.
pretty.
It's so good.
It's wonderful.
All right, Best Family Game. It Takes Two.
It takes
Mario
two.
Party.
It takes two.
Oh, it is really pretty.
New Pokemon Snap, Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, and the new WarioWare. Is this another full stack here? Caleb,
it's-
what do you think?
No, I think it's Mario Party.
Oh, shit.
I think that's
Caleb.
yeah. So like, I think It Takes Two is a good family game, but for my opinion, I imagine it's like you're getting the whole family to play. This is like something for the whole family to play, have fun together, enjoy the good times, and Mario Party really completes that. It Takes Two is a fun like puzzle solver for like two people, but I don't think it's for the whole family.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Ty?
1 second.
Hello?
Oh, sorry.
Were you
I
going to
thought I had
sneeze?
I thought I was going to sneeze. I
That's
do
what
it
was
to ya.
happening.
Yeah, I think it should probably go to It Takes Two. But I will say just a little quick blurb about all these games. Super Mario 3D World's re-release was fun, but Bowser's Fury should have been honestly just been its own game. I don't know why they half committed and made that a DLC. Like, it was so interesting. WarioWare Get It Together is pretty fun, but it definitely doesn't deserve any awards. And Pokemon Snap is a single player game, so I don't know what to say about that. Give it to It
Family
Takes Two,
friendly.
Yeah. Kai?
Yeah, so the only one that I've actually played in the category is It Takes Two, so it's gonna be my personal and critic pick. My argument for Mario Party is it's just a very personal one where like I've lost friendships over Mario Party. So So
Yeah.
it's
Mario
family
Party is.
friendly to a point until everyone wants to kill each other.
Yeah.
But they're fun games. They're great games, for sure.
Okay.
But yeah, personal pick is going to be It Takes Two. It's not even just great for the family, but it's also got deep themes about family too.
True.
So, you know.
True. Yeah, that's a good point. Gabby?
Yeah, Takes Two. Yeah, but the downside, I can't remember who mentioned it, but it's only 2-player. And the only thing is that I'm wondering if it's could be sensitive for some people,
True.
in
Oh yeah.
not
Yeah,
great
for sure.
relationships.
Yeah.
So there's that situation, but I don't know. Now I'm thinking family game. What defines a family? Does that mean with kids or what?
It's tricky, I guess.
Yeah.
But
I think it's just that it's family friendly.
Family
Something
friendly.
that you'd play with
Play the
like a
game and
group.
it's fine.
Yeah, not even necessarily your blood family, but things you would play with like a group that I don't know brings enjoyment between all of you. I guess includes everyone. But yeah,
Kind of hard to say.
it is.
not being a gore shooter.
I don't think I don't think It Takes Two is a bad choice. I don't think it being just for 2 people disqualifies it, but I am gonna vote for Mario Party because people like this one, and it's just
True.
the family game from historically.
Classic.
Go ahead, Ty.
It is the family game, but this one I have an issue with giving any awards to, considering it's literally just the old
re-release
minigames.
basically.
There's-
Yeah, that's fair.
It's obviously upscaled and it's very pretty and it's fresh new Nintendo Switch looking Mario, but it is just more Mario Party. There's literally nothing new to it. So
Yeah.
whereas It Takes Two,
But
is
It Takes Two. Sorry, go ahead.
an
Go finish.
innovative co-op game. Continue, Gabby.
I was just gonna say one thing about It Takes Two is that I feel like you can learn things about the other person from that, as opposed to Mario Party. Mario Party, obviously, there's some things come out, but it's more of a lighthearted thing. Where It Takes Two, you can kind of learn more about the person, in a deeper context.
With some of the most brutal acts in gaming.
Yeah.
No spoilers, but yeah, there's some brutal stuff in that game for sure.
True. All right, let's
Category?
these categories we'll probably blast through because I don't think actually Caleb's played a decent amount. Best sim/strategy game. We got Age of Empires 4, Evil Genius 2, Humankind, Inscription, and Microsoft Flight Simulator. Caleb.
I feel like these kind of shouldn't be in the same category.
Yeah, this is a silly category.
So this is just all congealed into one glob mass. Microsoft Flight Simulator being in the same category as Age of Empires, that does not seem appropriate at all.
No, it makes no sense.
No, obviously. Yeah.
I've personally had a great time playing Age of Empires 4. It's not my cup of tea, because I'm not the biggest on history RTSs, but it's really good, and I think it'd be my take, because Humankind, it's basically kind of like Civ 5, but done worse.
Ooh. Yeah, I'd rather just go play Civ 5 then.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think's the front runner here?
Oh, what's the public opinion? What's the masterminds? Probably AoE.
Yeah, it's not a bad pick. Ty?
I hate that Inscription is on this category.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make any sense at
Because
all.
you use strategy.
You do use strategy.
You do use strategy.
Not a simulation at all.
Yeah, it's definitely not a simulation of any kind. Give it to Microsoft Flight Simulator because that's a cool game.
Kai, what do you?
Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Yeah, it is very cool.
It is cool.
Cool game that my PC will not be able to run. Kai, what do you think? Kai, go ahead.
Yeah, so for me, I think my personal pick here, even though, again, I don't think it should be in this category, is Inscription. So far, just the strategy elements of the game have just felt great. Really tests me to my limits in a non-multiplayer strategy game where I feel like Age of Empires 4, it's either you're going to get a docile AI that does nothing, or you're going to get the most ridiculous, insane, OP shit in the world. And it's just insane. So you have to play multiplayer. And again, I really enjoy Age of Empires 4, and I think that's going to be the winner, personally. I think it's a great successor to AoE 2. I wish it had a little bit more content in it, like more factions, but the factions are so varied and different that you can get quite a lot of hours out of the game, for sure. And I think that's going to be the winner. Honorable mention to Microsoft Flight Simulator for allowing me to fly a plane into my old high school.
Nice. Cool. Gabby, what do you think?
I'm gonna go Flight Simulator because my dad loves it so much.
My dad loves it too. So
My dad loves it.
his favorite game.
He has like all the external setup. He has like foot pedals and like the what is it called? The thing. But like I don't remember what it's called.
Thing?
Yeah.
That's cool.
He has everything, so
That is cool. That's a real one.
Yeah, it's gonna.
he does
Yeah.
crash the highways.
I think we're all on the right page. I think it's Flight Simulator or Age of Empires. Flight Simulator came out like a year ago, so I don't know why it's nominated, just because they needed to fill the category maybe, but
I just looked that up too because I was like,
Yeah.
I swear it wasn't this year.
I was
Came out in
thinking that, but I
2020.
looked it up.
but I'm gonna go with Age of Empires 4 because the industry seems to be pretty hot on that, but I think it's gonna go to one of those two, as much as I'd want it to go to Inscription for every category. Best sports racing game. Well, guys, we've got F1 2021, a game that didn't come out this year either, or maybe I'm just confused. FIFA 2022, Forza Horizon 5, Hot Wheels Unleashed, and Riders Republic. Caleb, you go ahead. I'm going to run to the washroom real quick. You guys can
So
run through it.
I feel like for sports games, if you play them, you're looking for the same thing every time.
Roster update.
Roster update. You're paying the big bucks for the FIFA 2020.
For the patch.
22.
You're paying for
Yeah,
a
exactly.
patch.
Isn't it like microtransactions for like each individual person? Or no, it's loot boxes, right?
Yeah, it's pay to win loot boxes. The best kind of microtransaction.
That's awesome.
And at least they're unashamed about it. Like, they just throw it out there.
They don't even carry your team from year to year, even though it's the exact same fucking game. Like, if you're on Switch, it is literally the exact same game from during the past 2 years. It even says it on the box. Like, we literally changed nothing but the roster. And that is an absolute disgrace. FIFA shouldn't even be recognized for anything. EA shouldn't be recognized for anything.
All right, I'm gonna rein you in there. Yeah, you're right, but also we all know this already.
Yes,
Caleb,
What's gonna win? So personal pick, I think Riders Republic looks interesting.
Yeah,
And I
Riders
could
Republic bangs.
probably get a couple of fun hours out of it, but I don't
No,
think
you can
it'll
get more
win.
than that.
I'm not big on like those kinds of games. It doesn't have like a lasting or interest for me.
It's fair, but I don't think it really needs to.
How about you,
22.
Ty?
I'm gonna let Chase sit down and then update with Caleb's bet,
Okay, that's good.
and then we can continue because he's right there in his camera.
Hello.
Hey,
We're talking shit.
Of course,
Yeah, we were
I
talking
wouldn't
shit.
blame you.
Caleb, what was your bet?
FIFA 22.
Damn. All right.
Yikes. That's
After
rough.
my 3-hour EA rant.
Ty, did
If
you get
play
to?
sports games? That's what you're
Um,
looking for.
I was just about to start, and then you came into frame, so I figured I'd wait for a second. Yeah, I think Forza is probably going to take this. Forza Horizon is really fun. It's a good time. But also, Riders Republic is a great game, and if you guys ever want to just, like, jam something for a couple hours and not really think too hard about it, it's really fun. Like, just there's some kind of, like, guttural satisfaction in you from going like 200 miles an hour on a jetpack and then just suddenly transforming into a guy on a mountain bike going that fast down a hill, like, all at once. It's very satisfying.
That is actually one that that's a quick one I could probably check out before as well.
Yeah, you only need to play like 2-3 hours to
Yeah.
get the game. Like, you get the whole, you understand the whole thing.
Kai?
Again, this is another category where my personal opinion gets thrown out the window, other than my opinion on EA. But what I actually think is going to win is Forza, and my personal pick will be Riders because everyone likes Riders, and I'm cool. So.
Gabby?
I don't know anything about sports.
Sports! Come on,
games.
get excited.
Loot boxes.
Yeah, sports. The game.
Surprise mechanics.
I'll say. I don't know. I just want to say Hot Wheels, but
Do it. Say Hot Wheels. What do you got to lose?
Hot Wheels.
Hot Wheels is a good
Wheels
game.
are fun.
Yeah.
Hot Wheels
Yeah.
actually is a good game.
Yeah.
Like, it looks
I was
like a pretty
this
good little
close
racer.
to getting a Hot Wheels advent calendar, but I did not do that.
Oh,
Ooh.
you should
sounds
have. That would
amazing.
Yeah, it sounds. Oops.
Yeah.
What have I done here? There we go. I'm gonna go with Forza Horizon 5 because people really like it. Riders Republic probably be my second choice, but yeah, Forza's nominated for some other categories as well. Seems like the play here. And we're down to our last couple awards. So we'll finish these off, and then I've got a couple side questions for you guys just to answer, and then we'll round up the podcast here. So we've got Best Multiplayer, Back 4 Blood, Knockout City, It Takes Two, Monster Hunter Rise, New World, and Valheim. Caleb.
I want to say Valheim because I think multiplayer games are not about the curated experiences created for you, but about the experiences you create and the opportunities you make with the people you're playing with.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree. I think it can be a little bit of both, but Valheim has a lot of make your own fun kind of stuff in it.
Yeah, exactly.
Ty.
I haven't played Valheim, but I will add that I don't necessarily know that make your own fun style of game is really going to be conducive to the critics.
That's my personal opinion, and I just want it to be that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Fair. I find this one tricky to vote on. I don't think it's going to go to It Takes Two, even though I kind of wish it would. But I think it's most likely actually going to go to Monster Hunter, with a lot of question marks in my voice. I don't know. It's a tough one, but Monster Hunter has really satisfying co-op that is just really fun, and you can jump in like with friends on the Switch just wherever you go. It's a good time.
I'm surprised about the answer, but yeah, I didn't even think about that. Kai, what do you think?
For me personally, my take would be It Takes Two, and I think the critics are going to choose that as well, just
Cool.
because it's a Game of the Year nominee.
Yeah.
Fair.
The critics already love it, so they're probably going to choose that. And yeah, what I love about It Takes Two is, again, I'll go on the opposite end of the spectrum. The curated experience for two people. Like, not only do you have to have both characters' level design and gameplay design be solid when they have two completely different gameplay mechanics, but you have to make sure they actually synergize with one another. And I think that's a really tough task to accomplish. I mean, A Way Out is like the bad example of
I would
what It Takes
love to
Two
talk
could have
about that
been.
for a second. Like, just the other night when I was playing with Caleb on I was just like keeping track during the whole Moon Baboon segment of like kind of what he was doing at all times, whatever, like while I was doing stuff, and the number of times the game like times things so well that you end up like passing each other while one of you's running on a wall and the other one is doing something else, solving their own puzzle, and like you just kind of like give each other a look and a high five and continue about your own personal little thing you're doing to solve the greater puzzle at hand. Like, it's really well handled.
Yeah, that's actually a very fair point. Gabby.
I really want it to be It Takes Two. However, when I'm thinking multiplayer, like I think I don't know if this is just like my own way of thinking of genres, apparently, but like for me, like I see it as a co-op but not a multiplayer, because I feel like for me a multiplayer is like over 2 players, like 3+ to MMOs. So I'm even gonna go for New World because I've heard a lot of good things about New World, and like I think most of us here, except for maybe Kai, are don't play a lot of MMOs. I used to play more, and it is interesting to me, and I've heard a lot of good things about it that I've heard that I would prefer over Final Fantasy, personally. So I'm gonna go for New World.
Yeah, I have a couple friends who are like heavily invested in New World.
Yeah, they have some things that I haven't seen in other MMOs before.
I know one person who is heavily invested in New World, and on the flip side of listening to that person's perspective, it is a game that at any moment risks bricking your PC permanently. That's just fundamentally not okay.
Okay, yeah, that's not good.
That's why I think it shouldn't have even gotten
Gabby,
the
it
nomination.
doesn't seem like you know about this. So yeah, other players, by sending you a message, can essentially destroy your computer.
Okay, no, that's not good.
Yeah, no, like it's bricking
the
like
factions were cool, but-
3090s. 3090s are getting bricked. It's like
Yeah, I mean, Still has a chance to win.
True. It is Amazon. Amazon's got the big dollars.
I'm gonna go with Caleb. You guys make really good points about It Takes Two, and I would prefer that to win, but just for my political pick, I think Valheim. Just from everything I've heard from everyone else who've played this game, like the dynamic multiplayer stuff seems really interesting. And yeah, it's a tough debate. Like, do you go with the curated? I think both. You can make arguments for both. That's why they're both here. But
yeah, I think that's just personal opinion.
Yeah, it just depends on what you prefer. And I mean, the story stuff in It Takes Two, the co-op stuff is so well done. So I'd like that to win as well. But I think I'm going to go with Valheim on this one. And then we have our second to last award here, Best Debut Indie Game. So this is first game by a studio, essentially. So we've got Artful Escape, Forgotten City, Kena Bridge of Spirits, Sable, and Valheim. And Caleb, you've played a few of these games now, right? Got Forgotten City.
I played the Forgotten City.
Yeah, and Valheim.
Nope, definitely didn't play Valheim. Don't know what you're talking about. Well, first debut. I mean, it has to be Valheim. Valheim had such a big debut.
Yeah,
it was one of the top trending Steam games for a while, and it's still trending towards the top right now as we speak, I think.
Yeah,
because its new update is coming out soon, or has already come out, hasn't it? Like, I think it's pretty soon. Like the
last one I remember was the Hearthstone.
I think that might be what I'm thinking of.
I don't know. I don't remember what it was called.
I know
something close to that.
I know there's a big update coming up, so that would make sense why there's a big boom in player base right now.
Ty, what do you think?
I think it goes to Kena.
Cool.
Just from what I've seen from reception online about it. I think Forgotten City has to get an honorable mention from me as my pick. Seeing a little mod that I supported way back in the day become a full release that you can get on Game Pass and is really nice and heartwarming, and it is a really great game on its own two legs as well, but Kena has just had so much of a bigger reaction from the scene that I've been watching. Sable was big too, but only really in the indie circles, and Valheim felt to me like a little bit of a flash in the pan. It was really big right when it dropped, and then maybe Caleb is right, and there's a ton of people still playing it, but nobody I have talked to really. So
cool. Kai?
Yeah, so bad boy here. Haven't played any of these games, but I did see Caleb playing some Forgotten City on stream, and it looked really interesting. I love Fallout New Vegas style choose your own adventure RPGs, whether they be long or short. As long as they're just fantastic games, I don't really care. So that's my personal pick, but I think the critics are going to pick Valheim. It was just such a big game earlier on in the year, and it was just one of the biggest games for release. And usually for this kind of for a debut indie game, that's really impressive. Not to mention it's published by Coffee Stain, and Coffee Stain also publishes Deep Rock.
I'm gonna
shout out though.
I hear you trying to sway me over to your side, and I'm not gonna take it. It's just the publisher, damn
it. Gabby?
I think it's Valheim for no additional reasons from what have already been said.
Hey, that's fine.
Solid.
Just need a vote. Yeah, I'm gonna agree. I love Sable and Forgotten City so much. Artful Escape was I enjoyed it, but it's not even close to the rest of these games in my opinion. I would love for basically, and if any of these win, I'm fine with it. Seeing good indie games get some love is always good. I think Forgotten City has one of the most interesting stories of the year for sure. It's just and it's so well compact. Did 3 endings in probably 6 hours, which is crazy. There's just so much going on all the time, and
it's short and sweet.
Yeah,
I will add that it's not a story that was written or created this year.
Yes, true, but you got to take in cultural relevance, and it's not going to ever be relevant after this year, I feel like. So that Sable is amazing. People need to play that game more, but Valheim is a juggernaut in terms of a first game by a studio getting that popular. And then we have...
Sable. I haven't heard of it, but it looks really pretty.
Oh no, I can't scroll far enough. One sec. I'll make some more room here. There we go. We've got most anticipated game. So games coming out in the future in the next 5 years plus.
God of War.
We've got Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, Breath of the Wild 2, or sequel to Breath of the Wild, and Starfield. Caleb.
Elden Ring for me. I've got 1,000 hours between all the Dark Souls, so
yeah, that's not a
Easy choice.
That's not a bad choice. Ty.
I will throw out there that I easily also have over 1,000 hours across the Soulsborne Sekiro franchise, if you can call that one franchise at this point anymore. But and I'm really excited for Elden Ring. Don't get me wrong. I watched a ton of the technical stuff that they put out, and it looks like a lot of fun. But I think my most anticipated game on this list is Breath of the Wild sequel.
What do you think's gonna win the community vote?
Community vote? Is that what this category is?
I think that this is the anticipated is voted entirely on by the community.
Oh well, if that's true, that changes my mind slightly, but not. No, I still think Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, I don't think that's a bad choice regardless. Kai?
Yeah, so my personal pick and what I think is going to win, because what I think was going to win was down between Elden Ring and God of War, but I think it's going to be God of War. And that's my personal pick. Been nearly a lifelong fan of the series. It's just matured and evolved with me. And the games are better now than they've ever been. And I'm just really looking forward to seeing what Santa Monica does next with God of War, and I'm really happy that it's back.
I think this is a really key moment for Santa Monica, because God of War Ragnarok in my brain, like, there's a tiny part of my brain that keeps my expectations low sometimes, saying that this might be another God of War Ascension situation. Like, there's always a chance in my brain that this is, like, not going to be as amazing as God of War, like, remake or whatever you want to call it, 2016 was.
It's not going to be as new, for sure. Because, like, going from 3 or Ascension to 4 is a big jump. Like, you're like, whoa, this is basically a completely different game. Where I don't think Ragnarok's going to have quite that same feeling, but I think from a gameplay design perspective, I'm hoping that it's the better designed game of the two, of the later two God of Wars. So,
this is a tough choice. Gabby, where are you leaning towards here?
My personal choice would be Breath of the Wild, because I just love Zelda, but I think it's going to be God of War. But I'm also very, very happy with that.
Yeah, these are some big games.
Yeah, I think 2022 is going to be much more interesting than 2021, because don't forget, we also have Dying Light 2 coming out.
Yeah, a lot of stuff.
If Breath of the Wild 2 actually comes out this year, and so does God of War Ragnarok, I'll eat a shoe on stream. I'll do it.
That's going to be a Game of the Year fight for sure.
In a way, I'd be okay with God of War coming out late, because I want to play it on PS5, and I want to don't have it.
Yeah, that's fair. I think personally I'm going to go with I think it's between God of War, Elden Ring. Breath of the Wild 2 is a huge one as well, but like God of War and Elden Ring seem a lot more approachable. Like Elden Ring's coming out very soon, and God of War is probably coming out very soon. Breath of the Wild, it could be multiple years. I'm gonna go with Elden Ring on this one, so we kind of split the vote here.
That's a good choice.
Yeah, and that's the end of the Game Awards nominees, and then quickly we're going to just do a couple little side questions for fun stuff that I think is going to happen during the little side quest. A
moment we've all been waiting for.
All right,
Chase's wacky side question.
So I got some side questions to, see what kind of stuff we're going to see actually at the Game Awards. And we'll start off with, will Kojima show up? And if so, at what time in the show? I wanted to add the little bonus part because it's almost guaranteed he'll show up. Him and Jeff Keighley are like best friends. But if you don't think he's going to show up, if you want to take the no, then, we don't know what he's up to after Death Stranding. So, Caleb.
Kojima is so cute.
He's adorable.
What are the hours for the actual...
So I think the show is usually 2 to 3 hours. But you could guess, like, if you want to guess 1 hour and 45 minutes that he's going to show up, or like the first 30 seconds, you could say that. But first we'll start.
1 hour, 15 minutes, and 3 seconds.
So yes, and then 1 hour, 15, and 03. Got it. Ty.
Yes, and maybe between 10 and 15 minutes into the show.
No. That's not how it works.
Yeah, that's how it's going to be.
10 or 15 minutes?
Let's go 15 minutes.
Okay, so 15 mins.
But if he comes in at 10 minutes on the dot, I'm going to claim a victory.
I mean, unless Kai guesses. Kai, what are you picking?
Okay, mine's going to be a little bit different. I think Kojima will be in the show, but I don't think he'll actually be physically there. I think he's going to appear on video.
Okay.
So that's my take, and I think it's going to be
So
somewhere
yes.
halfway through the show to tease Kojima's next project, like a little video they make. Maybe he'll do another like Hannibal action figure style tease, like he did for Death Stranding.
So do you want to say an hour and a half then?
Hour and a half.
Okay,
Kojima
hour
shows up and
30.
announces a game with this, and then that'll get everyone speculating on what the hell Kojima's making and cause some stir.
I won't change. Like, I'm gonna say show up. It video or physical is fine. Gabby, what do you think?
Do you mean like show up, like present, or just be there?
Just be there in any matter, even if it's video, the video form. That's fine. But yeah.
What do we have right now? 15 minutes, 1:15. Oh,
Everyone's yes.
3
as
hours
well.
typically.
I think they're usually around 2.5 to 3 hours.
I think last year it was really short.
Was it?
I feel like it was. It
I have
ended
to-
pretty quickly.
I mean, I guess.
No,
I could-
last year was long.
I think
What?
it was pretty
It was
long.
enough for Chase to get absolutely tossed by the end of the night.
That's true. Oh, I came late. I think that's why.
Yeah, that
That's
might be right.
probably why.
But what
I
do you
think-
think?
Let's go for 47 minutes.
So yes, and
Agent 47, I like it.
47 mins. Yeah, I mean, if I'd be the only one who says no, it would be kind of fun. So let's do that. No, he's not going to show up. No Kojima
Wow.
this year.
Chase, if you lose, you have to take 6 shots.
Okay,
Wait, what?
Ty's got to take care of me.
Wait, does that mean we all have to take ones if he doesn't?
Yeah, I'll say if you guys, I'm not going to take 6, but if you all lose, you all have to take a shot, and then
I don't know about you guys, but I was going to take a shot just when I see Kojima's face anyway.
yeah, it's
My
a
own
victory.
personal Game Awards drinking game.
All right, next.
Did you see him like teasing making a game with Mads Mikkelsen?
Yeah.
Another one? I would love that. They work
Well,
very
they were
well
joking.
together.
I think there was a joke, but
Okay,
it was
but
called Mads Max.
Okay, how many times will the word world premiere be uttered? Caleb.
God.
World premiere.
16.
Okay,
Okay.
Ty. That's not a bad guess, honestly. That's like, it's
16
healthy.
is a-
It's
is a
healthy,
good-
but
Yeah. Oh, I'm going to aim high and go 20.
very good. Kai.
I'm going to aim even higher. I'm going to go 24.
Yeesh.
No.
Gabby.
We're climbing the ladder.
Don't stop the train, Gabby.
Uh-oh. Oh, my turn? Wait, whose turn is it?
Yours.
Oh, it's fine. Okay, wait, 20. Oh, God, I have to go higher? 20.
I mean, you don't have to. You can go
don't have
whatever
to.
you want.
Go higher.
29.
29?
29
Jeez.
world premieres.
Jesus, I thought my guess was healthy. Your guys is well endowed.
I'm gonna go.
They usually love to brag about it right at the start of
They
the
do.
show.
They
so-
do be like there'll be this many world premieres. Do I want to go in between Ty and Caleb? That seems jank. I might go 15, so I get the low ball.
Yeah. The
Some
light-
Souls
green
jank.
light bulb.
Hey, you said I had to go higher, and then you went 15?
Yeah, well, I'm cowardly, all right?
Hey, chaos is
Okay.
a ladder, and some people just fall off.
This one is interesting. Will a tear be shed? Now, I'm including us. So if I cry, which I'm known to do during anything, then it's a yes. And you know what? I'll give you bonus points if you say by who as well, if you know who's gonna cry. So anyone in the presentation or any of us cry at any point, it's a yes. Or if not, no.
Including us.
Caleb.
I'll say yes just because there's always the option to make myself cry.
That's true. You could win. Ty?
I'll say yeah. I think Chase is gonna cry, and
Fair.
I'm gonna throw out there as a wild guess that Jeff Keighley is gonna cry.
Oh my goodness, that would be amazing. He never he
Wouldn't
does,
it?
he doesn't.
Wouldn't that be
Cold
amazing?
Gangster is gonna cry.
Yeah.
Let's see if that happens.
Okay,
Throw it out there. Throw it out there.
Kai.
Yeah, I think someone will cry. My safe bet would be Chase.
Yeah.
But I think specifically, if It Takes Two wins Game of the Year,
Joseph
what was
Ferris?
what was the guy's name?
Joseph Ferris?
Ferris.
Yeah, he's gonna cry.
Wow.
If he
Okay.
wins if
Yeah,
he
I like
wins
that
Game of
guess.
the
I like
Year.
that guess a lot. Gabby.
I think yes, but I think it's gonna be not one that we bet on. I think it's gonna be a streamer.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll take that. I won't even let
Best
you.
content creator, best content creator.
You don't even have to say who. I'm just gonna say a streamer. That's fine.
Shroud's gonna cry at the Game Awards.
That's also a very.
I'm gonna say yes, and
Loses it. He's just like,
I think knowing this exists will make it harder for me to cry, but then again, I'll probably get drunk and not remember and just end up crying anyway. But I'm gonna vote for someone different than myself. I'm gonna vote for. I'm trying to think of like the indie best. If I think I'm gonna say whoever wins best debut or sorry, best not debut, best what's the Game for Change? Is that what it's called? Game for Change?
Games for Impact.
Game for Impact. So who wins Game for Impact will cry. And then I will cry subsequently after that. Okay, next one.
Craft.
So, will Link swing his sword? So, under this premise, there means there's going to be a trailer for a Zelda game, and in that trailer, will he swing a sword? So, yes or no on that?
Easy money, yes.
Okay.
I'm also gonna say easy money, yes. Breath of the Wild: Age of Calamity just got a new DLC. Could very easily be a trailer for that. As well as the Nintendo Switch Online premium pack could get some kind of update, which would include old school Zelda games and Link swinging swords. But also, hopefully, fingers crossed. I mean, Breath of the Wild 2 content would be a treat.
Yeah. It has to be a sword. Remember, just keep that in mind. If he's swinging a pike or an axe,
True.
doesn't count. I'm gonna be.
I think if Link appears in any trailers, he will
he'll probably have a sword.
likely swing a sword at some point in that trailer.
Kai.
Yeah, I'm gonna say yes on this one too. And for bonus, where Link might swing a sword, if Nintendo decides to do a B-roll of how awesome they are, they might show some Smash. And if Link shows up, he's definitely swinging his sword in that, just as a little bonus.
That's
one.
fair. Gabby.
I just love how seriously Kai answered that. I'm gonna go with yes. I think Link will swing a sword. Yes, I also think he's gonna swing a sword.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna.
Trailer for Breath of the Wild 2.
This one's a sweep. I'm gonna go with yes as well. Will a new console be shown?
No.
Caleb?
So in any capacity.
Yeah, think
So
about
even
that.
if it's so not necessarily obviously they're not going to show Xbox Series X2, but they could show a slimmer version of any of those consoles, or they could show off the something, anything to that regard.
I don't think we're ready for Slims quite yet to be sold
I'm
because I
gonna
think too many people would be mad.
Yeah, but
And
it has been 2 years or a full year
does
at
the
this
Steam
point.
Deck count?
Steam
Yes.
Deck's already been.
I guess it's
Well,
not
but
new.
if they might show some of it at the Game Awards.
But I guess it's technically not new because it's already been shown off.
Oh, okay, so we're
Yeah,
showing off
I-
a new console.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
Sure.
Under the
Caleb?
impression never before seen. I'm gonna say yes, but I want to take a little bit of time to think of what might show up.
Sure, yeah. Ty.
I'm gonna go ahead and say no.
Okay. Kai.
I'm gonna say 100% chance no.
Wow, 100%.
If any
You
of the
look like
companies
an
are going to be
absolute
showing their
fool.
consoles, they're just going to do it on their own turf. They're not going to do it at the Game Awards. They're just going to do it on their own turf. They're just Sony's or Microsoft or whoever is just going to stream something at their own convenience.
Yeah, you're not wrong, but also Jeff Keighley gets some hot shit. He's got some big stuff
For
on
game
there.
announcements, sure, but he's never had a
Yeah.
console
Yeah.
announcement. So.
Until now. Gabby.
I think definitely not. I think so many people are already waiting for the new PS5 and the Xbox that if they release a new console now, I feel like it'd be hard to get people to buy another console.
They're gonna
Yeah.
introduce the Switch Heavy.
I
It
will
might
say with the planned release being for 2022 at some point, like in hard quotation marks because we don't really know. seeing Joseph Ferris go up and talk about the play date would be not outside the total realm of possibility.
Yeah, you know what? Just to make it more interesting, I'll say that if maybe the Steam Deck and the Playdate, if they are
Steam Deck or the play date,
if they're shown, that counts because they're still not out yet. So count those as new, but it's still a stretch that either of those will be shown off.
Then I'll say 90% no in that case, because maybe
I'm gonna say yes just for the fun of it, just because you're right. It might be a little too early for a PS5 like slimmer version and stuff like that, but there is a chance that they do that just because it cuts the price down and because they're fucking out of consoles. So maybe they're like working on another one to.
But I mean, that's because of the superconductor shortage.
Yeah.
So that would affect the slim consoles too.
Yeah,
so.
It's true. But we'll see. Okay, this is a returning favorite from last year. Will a game be announced for Google Stadia? Caleb.
Stadia still around?
Yeah, it still exists.
All two people.
No, I'm gonna say no because I haven't heard about Stadia all year.
I'm just gonna say this. There was at least one game last year. It was like halfway through the show that was announced for Stadia, but it's a full year from then. So
it was way too many.
There was a couple. Ty?
Stadia.
I could see it. I don't know, like a New World expansion with like a little Stadia logo in the corner. Does that count? If it's just
all it has to have is the logo in the corner when it's announced.
I'd count that.
So like if an already existing game adds Stadia support, or has to be a new game coming out with Stadia support.
I say the way I phrased it is announced, so I'd say new game with Stadia support.
I'll say yeah. I don't know exactly when in the show, but I'll say yeah. There's probably going to be at least one Stadia.
Kai?
I think they will, because usually they do, and I mean Google will pay the money. And also, all two people who owned it said Cyberpunk was the best on Stadia, so
really
they're going to use that Cyberpunk money to get a new game.
Gabby, thoughts?
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Wait, did you say you don't know what it is?
No.
Yeah,
I've never heard that before.
It's basically Google's like streaming console. Like it's not even really a console, but like you can basically stream games from it, and apparently it just sucks, but it exists.
Like
you get an Xbox controller basically, and you can play it on your shitty laptop through a browser.
Yeah, through a browser. Yeah, and it's just they make some games specifically for that, but I think there's games that
it
are
was
only
a
for
failure.
It was not good, but it still exists.
I mean, I don't know what it is.
So do you want to go no?
I'll say no.
Okay.
Hey,
I'm gonna go yes. I think this might be the last year, and if it doesn't, they might pull the plug by next year. Yeah.
When was it announced?
It's been out for how long now? Like a couple years?
Since 2019, I want to say.
2 years.
Okay.
All right, this one's gonna be tough. We got a couple more after this. We've got this one is how many? This will probably be the most varied. How many different guns will be shot?
Oh my god!
Oh,
I'll give you. I'll give you a minute to think about it.
While we're taking a minute, how many more of these side questions we got, Chase?
We only have 10 total. I think we've got 3 left or 4 left.
3 left.
After this,
Okay,
yeah.
cool. How many different guns will be shot? Borderlands 3 DLC trailer, or no? That Borderlands D&D game will probably show at least 50.
You think they'll show 50 being shot?
Oh yeah, it's a Borderlands trailer.
Yeah, but that's a lot. 50 is a lot.
They like to show a new gun like every shot.
They do, but that's a lot. I don't know.
How many shots are there in the average Borderlands trailer, you think, Chase?
But if the same gun is shot 6 times, that doesn't count. It's like.
Do you think they're gonna shoot the same gun 6 times in a Borderlands trailer?
Maybe.
All right.
No.
Okay.
That's a fucking.
Caleb, Caleb, what's your what do you
54.
54? Okay. Ty.
102.
Okay.
Oh.
Kai.
I'll go 103.
Wow. Wow.
Gabby.
That's a squeeze right there.
Chase, you better keep count.
104. No, I'm kidding.
Oh man.
I'll say 73.
Okay, I'm gonna say 37, the opposite of yours.
Have fun counting all the guns, Chase.
I will. I'll have a
good
little
luck.
clicker with me. Just
I'll
keep
drink
track.
and
I just feel like
count
he'll be
with
too
you.
drunk for that.
Yeah,
It's like 105 or something.
All right. Which console will get the most new exclusives announced for it? Xbox, PlayStation, or Switch? Nintendo. Exclusive games. So, and they have to be new. So like, the next Breath of the Wild. I guess that wouldn't be an announcement, but it has to be. So like new announcements, games you haven't heard of, announced exclusively for one of those 3 consoles. Which one will get the most?
I feel like PlayStation.
Okay. Yeah. I
feel like-
mean, yeah.
I feel like PlayStation just has a higher percentage of exclusive games.
Yeah. Notably
Yeah,
in the
so-
past, but it's getting close now. Ty?
The question is just which console gets the most exclusive announcements?
Yeah. But games you haven't heard before. So if we see a trailer for
Oh, it has to be like something I haven't heard of.
yeah, if we
before?
see a trailer for Chernobyl 2 or whatever that
okay,
game
I
is,
see.
that doesn't
I see.
count. It has to be a game that hasn't been
I mean,
announced yet.
I was gonna say like that I was still gonna vote PlayStation, but I was gonna say before that Nintendo maybe has a chance, but
Mm-hmm.
now not if you bar out their previously existing IPs, because that's pretty much all they have.
True. That's true. So what do you think?
PlayStation.
Ty goes PlayStation. Kai.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with the PlayStation pick. But it all really depends on whether or not like Bethesda published games are gonna be exclusive to the Xbox. Because if there's like a
They
few
will
of
be at
those
this point, I
announced,
think.
and if they're exclusive to the Xbox, then Xbox has a chance of winning for once in their lives in this category.
Do we count exclusive to Xbox and also PC?
Yes.
They're
yes,
basically
I
the
think
same
so.
thing, so I would say yes.
Fair.
But I'm still gonna go with Sony in the end.
Okay. Gabby?
So wait, we're counting PC and like if it was on Xbox and PC, that still counts for only Xbox?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's an exclusive.
Oh,
Like
okay.
Halo Infinite.
Oh, okay.
I would count it reverse too. If a game was for PlayStation and PC, I would count that as a PlayStation exclusive.
Yeah. I think PlayStation.
Damn. All right. Well, I'm gonna be the dark horse here and go for Xbox because they do like the big indie sizzle reels, and I just think they've got a lot to prove still. So I think that they might get the most.
They definitely have a lot to prove. We'll see if they prove it.
Yeah, we're down to this is the last 2, I think. Will a random... It's not how you spell celebrity, but that's all right. Will a random celebrity guest present, and who will it be?
Well, they've announced this already. It's all over the Instagram.
Wait,
Jeff Keighley's Instagram.
All of the announcers are announced?
No, but there's been like 7 or 8 that he's published in his like story thing.
All right, forget it. Question's gone.
Okay.
All right. So, yes, this is something that we have heard of, the new Lord of the Rings game. So, I was going to do a little question about that in the hashtag Gollum game. What Lord of the Rings characters will we recognize from, like, any of the movies or books or shows? So you can, I guess you could say how many, or you could name, if you think it's only a couple, you could name the ones you think.
What
And
was
remember,
the timeline
so
that we were thinking? Like
So-
after Lord of the Rings?
no, it takes place. I think it takes place before the. It definitely takes place before the Lord of the Rings, but I think it takes place after the Hobbit. So keep that in mind. But yeah, if you have any characters you think, I don't think it'll be that many, especially because it's gonna just be a short trailer that we're gonna, like tease us for the actual game. But I think there will at least be one. It might be like a Marvel thing where they were like at the end they're like, oh, there's Aragorn or something. But you guys have to guess who you think it is and if it will happen. You could just say no.
Aragorn and Gimli.
Okay, weird combo, but all right.
I would love to see how
Not
Yes.
Legolas for
those
some
two
reason.
Yeah.
Aragorn, Gimli.
Before they met.
Ty.
Yeah, I would say probably so we're just counting characters that show up in this trailer, not in the game, right? We're just talking about.
Just this trailer that we know we're gonna see at
Hey,
the game.
I'm gonna lock in Gandalf and just
Okay,
Gandalf.
yeah, that is probably a good guess. Kai.
Oh, can I add Saruman?
Sure.
Sure, man.
Just throwing out Lord of the Rings boys. I don't know how to spell it, but that's fine. Kai?
I'm gonna go with the really niche pick. I think if they're gonna show any character, and that would make sense for the story, I'm gonna pick the Mouth of Sauron. I feel like that would be one character that could really interact with
say the
Gollum
mouth?
at some point. Yeah, the Mouth of Sauron. Yeah, the one in the extended cut who comes out and brings out the mithril vest, then he gets his head cut off. Yeah, I think he's gonna show up in the game. I feel like out of all the characters in the Lord of the Rings mythology for Gollum to bump into, he would make sense, and it would be fun to see the Mouth of Sauron in a trailer.
Yeah.
So.
Gabby?
I was gonna say Gandalf, but now I want to think of someone else because you already said Gandalf.
Sorry.
That's okay. So wait, who
I
do we
will
have
say-
already?
The Mouth of Sauron would be a really interesting antagonist to the game. He's also just like a very visually interesting monster to kind of throw into this game. Like I don't know if they're actually necessarily going to do it, but I would be on board if that is something we saw.
I want to say either. I don't. It's not one character, but the Ring Wraiths or Bilbo, maybe.
Yeah,
you
the
wanna put
Nazgul
both?
showing
Bilbo.
up might actually be the really safe choice here.
Yeah, I'll put Nazgul.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking Bilbo as well, just because he is a character that exists between those,
Yeah.
But
And he
Gandalf
did
is
know
a
that he
interact
does
with
meet him.
Gollum.
yeah, Gandalf is a really good guess as well.
Because Gandalf does know Gollum in Fellowship.
I kind of wanted to put the Hobbit but I guess that that would have been between the Hobbit that. No, it would have been before. Never mind. The one that Gollum kills that gets him turned into Gollum, where he kills his friend.
Yeah.
Oh,
I can't
that
remember his
guy.
name,
Yeah,
but-
the one
If you
he's
can
like,
remember his name, I would count it, but since you can't,
it's
it's
my
not going into
birthday
that.
ring.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna say Bilbo,
Yeah.
and play it safe.
I think if that trailer does drop, there's almost a 100% chance it's either narrated by Gandalf or Bilbo.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And then the final one here is the Shot in the Dark. So this is your chance to even your wildest dreams, what you think or what you want. It doesn't matter. Just pick whatever to see at the Game Awards. I would say for this, it's like a game that it has yet to be revealed, but that you would want to exist is your chance to throw it out there. It could be something that's been talked about, but don't put anything that's
Titanfall 3.
Okay, I like it. Good start.
Good luck, buddy. Really, I
Ty?
appreciate the effort.
Wildest dreams.
Can you come back to me? I gotta think
Yeah,
about
sure.
this one.
Kai, do you know?
Oh, this choice will be easy for anytime this is asked. Half-Life 3 and not in VR.
Half-Life
I would just love that.
3.
That would crap my pants.
Also a great one. Gabby?
I think. So wait, sorry. I was talking to chat. I didn't hear that stipulation. You said it can be that we talked about, and then you said something else.
Oh, so a game that you're really looking forward to that doesn't exist yet, basically, something that you'd want to see announced, that a sequel to something, a game that you love.
Is that cat game is still not out? Is it Stray?
Stray?
Nyan Cat?
I think it's called Stray.
Yeah. I mean, I can put that.
I want to play that game. I just want to play a cat game.
Yeah.
I wouldn't sound like my
Stray
I'm
bracket
super excited
cat
about
game.
it.
Any
Wait,
cat
wait.
game announcement.
Any
Ty,
cat
do you know
game.
it yet, or do you want me to go?
You go ahead.
Okay, mine's Cuphead
Yeah, it's called
2.
Stray.
Okay.
Doesn't exist, but I that's something that's a safer pick that I think is actually possible too, because the Cuphead DLC was announced 2 years ago, and I think they're doing the same thing as Hollow Knight, where they're just turning it into a sequel instead of doing a DLC at this point. So that would be cool. Ty?
There's actually a game that I'm really okay. Sorry, let me.
I
No,
was
no, no.
on a whole another line of thought, but since you bring it up, my shot in the dark has to be Hollow Knight Silk Song release date, baby.
Hollow Knight release date. I'm fine with that answer.
If anyone in this group hasn't played Hollow Knight yet, and I know you haven't, play it already.
I know,
You idiots. It's the best game of all time. It's tattooed on me forever. Come on.
Come on.
Gabby, did you have
Get
something you
outta
wanted to...
Yeah, go ahead, Gabby.
Oh yeah, it's definitely not going to be on here. And I don't know. It's definitely not going to be shown. But there's a game I'm really excited about that's in development. That I found through TikTok actually called Sword of Symphony. if anyone's heard of that.
I never have.
Sounds familiar.
It's an indie game. It's like one guy. He's composing it. He's developing it. He's doing the whole thing, and it's like a music-based game where you like do like music combos and stuff, and it looks really cool. But it's still like very early development, but it looks epic.
Sorry, was that Word Symphony?
Sword of Symphony.
Sword of Symphony.
Yeah.
We'll check it out. Yeah, I mean, that's it for the questions. Right before we wrap up, I just want to quickly go around and ask everyone what they are planning on, if they're, or if any, planning on playing before the Game Awards, trying to get a couple out, or just by the end of the year. Caleb, what are the games you want to finish before the awards, or just before the end of the year?
I wanted to finish up Inscription, and then I wanted to play. Oh, Jesus! Come back to me.
Yeah, that's fine. Inscription's a good start. Ty, do you have what are your ones?
Yeah, I want to finish It Takes Two if I can with you, Caleb. If we can get through that before the awards, I would love to.
I'd love to do that.
I'm planning on finishing The Veil for sure, and then I'm really wrapped up in Wildermyth right now, which I'm sure I will end up ranting about a little bit in a future video on this channel. But I would also like to get around to either Chicory or Kina if I can. If there's enough time, we'll see. But for sure The Veil, and for sure It Takes Two, I think.
Kai?
Yeah, I plan on finishing Inscription. I want to bang that out. And other than that, I think I'm good with that for now, because I played most of the Game of the Year nominees.
Yeah, you've got a lot of big stuff covered.
Yeah, so I feel like Inscription will be that final one where I feel good about all the games I played for the Game Awards.
Yeah. Gabby?
I only have 4 days, but I want to try and play Inscription. But it's not super long.
Time.
No, you can do it. You can do it.
No. Yeah, and I can't play it tomorrow, and I can't play it tonight, so I'll have, I guess, 2 days. But
just grind.
I think I can do it. I think I can fine.
You'll have to definitely grind. I think I beat it in either 3 or 4 like sit down sessions, but of like different lengths. But my total playthrough ended up being around like 8 or 9 hours.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
How far would I be into it, just out of curiosity?
I refuse to say.
Yeah, okay. A third, maybe.
A third, okay. Yeah. That I'm good with.
A third,
that.
Maybe, but I don't want to say anything.
Yeah.
Don't say anything more than that. That's all I want to know. That's all I want to
Caleb, did you want to add anything?
Death's Door and
nice.
New Replicant. I would love to play New Replicant, but it's a little bit out of the budget.
That one's that one at least, like, you know, by the end of the year might be okay.
That's like a 40-hour game at least.
Yeah. Death's Door is very, very digestible. It's like 5-6 hours. For myself, go ahead, Ty.
Sorry, go ahead. Sorry,
no, you go.
Yeah, I did literally all of the content in Death's Door. At like I 100% achievement at everything, and my playthrough was still only like 8 or 9 hours. So very achievable to beat before then. You could probably beat it in like one afternoon if you committed to it.
Yeah, I'm looking to definitely play Before Your Eyes, finish Deathloop, and I'd like to just check out The Veil, maybe sink a couple hours into some of the other stuff on here. But I'm along with Kai, where like if I get through like the next couple short indie games, I'm pretty satisfied with how much I've played this year. But I think next year will be better for all of us. Now that we've started this, we can. Instead of doing it right at the end of the year, we can get to a lot of stuff. But yeah, thank you.
We love you, 2021, but
it's time to move on. It's time to move on to bigger and better things.
This is a hot take.
Disagree.
Let me know if you stream Before Your Eyes. I'd like to watch that.
I'm absolutely not streaming that game. I'm going to be crying the whole time, so
fair.
There's no chance.
That's why I want to watch it.
Gabby, let us know if you're streaming Inscription.
Yeah, we will watch you play Inscription for sure. But yeah, that was a great first podcast, everyone. Gabby, thank you for joining us. Hopefully we see you back on here soon. And we'll be putting some more YouTube content out this week. And on Thursday, we'll be live streaming the Game Awards on this channel. So stay tuned for that. And thank you, everybody.
Do we have a cool extra? Do we have a cool thing to do?
Just make hearts with your hands.
Oh, yeah, like that. Okay, with love, everybody.
Bye, everyone.